Alrighty. Hi, everyone, and welcome back for another week of Odyssey of the Dragonlords. Of course, played by the wonderful Light of Thylea. And as you may have already noticed right off the bat, we have a new member. And that new member, of course, is the illustrious Jason. Jason has been a player in the Polyhedra community for some time now, has been in 2 of my other campaigns, and, absolutely just, it told me he's going to break my legs if I don't let him into this campaign as well now. It's been really fun to kind of like do a couple of the interviews.
Yeah. Good to know.
And get some people interested in this, and thank you for everyone that did reply to this stuff. We are excited to have Jason now, who's going to be joining us with a new character that we will introduce later on. But there are a couple of announcements that I'm actually super excited about that I would like to get through really quick. First off, as some of you know, if you tried watching last week, I got crazy sick over the weekend. 3 days of 104-degree fever. It was bananas. Now, obviously, thankfully, out of that now, and instead worrying about frames, like that frame for Tyler, because he likes to lean.
What did I do? So I was typing stuff. I'm sorry, I was typing. I was putting stuff on Twitter. I was typing.
Totally fine. But in any case, I am feeling better. There's still some hanging after effects, so if I lose my voice a little bit, it should be okay. We should be okay tonight. But just happy to be back. The thing that I'm super excited about talking about tonight, or announced tonight, is that Foundry VTT, which of course is the virtual tabletop that we use for our combats and stuff like that, has been growing over the last couple of years, is becoming huge, is beloved by all. There's not a single person that has any faults with it. And jokes aside, it's a really cool piece of software. They are now endeavoring into publication, and specifically they're publishing an adventure. The first adventure that they're publishing is called A House Divided, which has kind of that gothic horror that you've come to become used and love in Curse of Strahd, for example. So one thing that they did in their Discord is do a shout out, like, hey, what streams would be interested in doing a live let's play of this? And yours truly put out a little hey, and they said, you know what? After looking at your YouTube, why don't we do this? So I'm happy to announce that we will be doing a live play. It might be pre-recorded. It might be a actual live play. We'll decide that and let you guys know, of A House Divided by Foundry VTT. So super excited to announce that. It's awesome. I love Foundry. And if you don't, maybe this will be the opportunity where you fall in love. We'll see. If I could make Marissa fall in love with Foundry VTT by the end of that is going to be the accomplishment of the century. Not because of Marissa, because of, I understand Foundry can have a high learning curve. I will absolutely admit that. It's a lot to learn. Anyways, super excited about that. I will keep you guys in the loop about details for that, but we would like to start that before the end of the year, because it is now out, so it's something that you can check out. Finally, and I think very excitedly, if you look at some of the art pieces around our group right now, we have new pieces of art. Brissa, Yanni, Estrella, and Lyra received new pieces of art from our wonderful resident artist, Illustralison, and he's just been doing a magnificent job with the art. It's absolutely phenomenal. I don't have it prepped because I am a very bad streamer, but there's a wonderful piece of art that if you go to the Discord as well, you will see all of them together in front of a temple, and it is beautiful. But I think most of all, I'm super excited to finally have Estrella and the representation that she deserves, because that art is fucking dope. In any case, Daphne and Argenti, the new characters, will of course follow-ups of that as well, so stay tuned. And of course, if you're part of the Polyhedra server, check out Illustralison's art. He is phenomenal. Anyway, that is it from me. Do you guys have anything before we delve into this?
Go vote. Yeah,
yes,
do it.
That too. I've been getting so many reminders to go vote, and I laugh at that because I'm still, green card holder. I cannot. But anyway, for those of you that have that citizenship right, that's a big thing about being a citizen. Yay. In any case,
are still sitting on my kitchen counter.
Tisk.
For those who have not heard I'm going to call it bad news, Henry Cavill is stepping away from The Witcher.
And they're replacing him with Liam Hemsworth.
Yeah, that's a dirty switcheroo that they pulled there.
I hope that it's because something fantastic is happening for Henry, other than going back to Superman, because I'm just not a
It's
big
literally
Superman fan
because he's
in
going
general.
back to Superman.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yes.
There
you
is
said-
some chatter. There is some
Or I should
chatter
say,
that is supposedly they're just not following the source books close enough, and Henry is like, you know what? Fuck this. I don't want to be associated with
I
it.
heard
It should
that
be
he
awesome.
didn't like that there was potential that he didn't like the direction that they were taking it, and I hope that's not true, because then I'm not going to want to watch the show anyway. But
Okay. Toast said there were creative differences too, so it's not just Superman, I guess.
Oh,
but
when you
I
said
just-
Liam Hemsworth, I thought you meant Liam Neeson, and I was like, oh, okay.
that would be so much
Going
better.
forward? Right.
I mean,
I was
he's
like, why do you guys
later.
hate it so much?
He's
then-
Got a
That's
particular
what
set
I
of
realized.
skills. Igni.
That would be so much
It was
better.
a very
and-
delayed
Oh
reaction
my
for me,
God.
but I'm with you now.
Liam Neeson
Yeah.
should be the next Witcher. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, that's
Oh my
Hot take.
God.
They didn't ask
Switch
me,
that castle.
you know? so.
Anyway, so
Good
that
God.
kind of that's had me a little bummed out the last couple of days. So.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Random
Especially
call
because
out.
I mean, I'm happy for Henry, but I couldn't give two shits about Superman. I just have never cared about that character. So
Same.
I mean, I will
Whatever.
be fair. Like when Henry Cavill was first announced, everyone hated him, and then we saw him, and it was amazing.
Really? There were
right, and
people
it
that
was
are
amazing,
upset?
and that's why I'm sad that he's
Yeah.
leaving.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
And to be
people
fair,
were-
I didn't have any
I
issues
think
with
Alex
it.
is trying to say that
Yeah.
we should give Liam a chance.
We should just give it a small change.
I mean, his brother's a hell of a Thor, so why not? But
That's
Yeah, and he's
Yeah.
a hell of a crutch of a three-way triangle love story in a YA movie.
and
He's
the-
a hell of a
real-
Miley Cyrus's ex.
Really?
That's where I was just going. Anyway,
Really? Oh no.
Yeah.
dude, I don't even pay attention to that kind of stuff, and I knew that. Come on.
I live in pop culture. Just a drowning pool of pop culture.
Just inside of it. Alrighty.
But that's old. That was like years ago.
Yeah,
But
they divorced. They divorced what, like a year and a half, 2 years ago, something like that.
yeah.
It's been
They
a while.
divorced? I didn't even know they were dating, and now they're divorced. Jesus fucking Christ. Pop
Oh, well, they
culture
were on
is-
again, off again. The only reason I know any of this is because, like,
Anyway,
because I follow a bunch of the Marvel shit. Like, it
Oh,
thinks that I
okay,
care about
yeah,
anything
yeah.
Hemsworth. So
yeah.
But
Okay,
anyway,
we have gone too far into the weeds. We're here
We
to
need
play
to
some
just
Dragonlords,
pool.
goddammit, people.
Drowning
Um,
in lava.
One week when we don't play, we just need to have a polyhedra just chatting stream. That's
Yeah,
what we should do.
We should probably do that at
our
some point.
viewership will move into negative numbers, I'm sure. But
That'd be impressive.
All right, cool. Anyways, with all of the announcements out of the way, I am excited to delve back in. Welcome back for another week of Light of Thylea. Now, previously, let me look at my notes. There's a lot of stuff that has happened, though we feel like we've just been kind of working around certain key points with that. Previously, the group had met with one of the gods of this world, a titan by the name of Sidon, who had very much planned on destroying the city, the civilization marvel that exists in the center of the Cerulean Sea, which of course is Mitros. You're able to negotiate a little bit of an armistice, a peace agreement of a temporary nature, to set aside the differences that, the people of Mitros, the civilized settlers, have with the Fae folk, the original peoples of Thylea, on the condition that you would help Sidon and his forces take a long-time nemesis, another city by the name of Artesia. Of course, that is the city from which Yanni hails from, and a city that has a long history of being not only very militaristically focused, but also kind of structured in a way, imagine like a Sparta in high fantasy, but also atheistic, very opposed against titans and gods in general. Now, meanwhile, as you guys were trying to explore some of the story beats that, of course, were connected to Rhodas, the son of Pitor, the god of war, one of the 5 gods that opposed Sidon and the other titans, you were able to defeat the dragon that had taken Rhodas' mother. But in the process, his father gave his life. Well, he wanted to bring his son and the dragon back, but rather than give his life was taken by Sidon's sister and wife. That's right, people, you heard right. Sister and wife. This is great drama, baby. As she appeared, breaking the Oath of Peace, which is still active for about another week and a half in-game, taking Pitor's life, and as it turned out, a split second before had taken Valis' as well back in Mitros. For this, she was taken prisoner by the Furies, the creatures that apparently reside within the Nethersea, the domain of Thylea, that enforce the oaths, Yanni's favorite things about this entire world. Because oaths in Thylea are binding on a magical nature beyond anything that a contract could ever do. So, Thylea, now out of the picture, but at the same time also safely out of reach for you all, is planning something, plotting. But to what end? Now, during this time, you're able to meet with Aesop, the keeper of records at the dragon shrines, and of course, one of the priests of the 5 gods. With him, you developed a new theory. The theory being that the 5 gods were much more than just that. Well, maybe much less than just that. That they were the original 5 dragon mounts of the Dragonlords that helped turn things around for Mitros during the first war against the Titans. Now, you had to travel to Astoria to convince the nobles there that they should help Mitros lay siege to Aresia, and swore an oath to do so, to help the city out if they needed it, while they were sending their troops away. There you got to meet up again with Daphne, Rhodus' sister, and also, I almost said sibling, daughter of Rhodus. Oh, Jesus Christ, daughter of Pitor.
Excuse you, this is a plot twist. I did not.
Like Jack Nicholson, raised thinking his mom was his sister.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Oh, God. Now, Daphne had been working with Pitor's father, the god of artifice, and, as it turns out, for some of you that actually read the source material, the Santa of this world, Vulcan. Vulcan was very cryptic before he disappeared, just saying that you needed to help out the group, and then bamfed out of there. As you later learned, Vulcan apparently tried to assail the island of Oathbreakers, the prison within which Thylea apparently is currently kept. Because, as it turns out, Pitor and Valis' souls were separated, divorced from their bodies during the attack. Now, finally, after some amazing amounts of shopping, you guys got back upon the Ultros and started sailing towards Typhon, the Maw as it's known, the source of all monstrosities, or at least so the theory goes, an active volcano of a city that is inhospitable to many people. Anything that I forgot before we delve back in, like?
Just to clear it up, Daphne is the step sibling of Rhodus.
Yes.
Not Rhodus' daughter.
You're the half sister. You're a little more than a step sibling. You're a half sister.
Pitor is a man whore. He's been around the world, you know. Yes. Mm-hmm.
You at least grew up with your mom, technically, so.
Also
got that over Rhodus.
And a different daddy.
Wow.
Tears with that. Let's just all jump into the volcano, yeah?
And just skip past that part. All right, cool. As we're getting back in then, we're actually finding ourselves not upon the Ultros, the magnificent realm that you guys were able to recover, but rather upon a little bit of an outcrop made out of stones and frescoes of Dragonlords and riders, dragons soaring high. And as you, Argenti, stand upon this rocky edifice, you see soaring by you half a dozen dragons flying in formation, weaving in and out as they're blowing horns towards one another, communicating which way they're going to turn next. There's a shiver that runs down your spine. A feeling of recognition, awe, and maybe a little bit of guilt that percolates in your chest. King of Mitros, Acastus, stands next to you. You can see the pride beaming off of his face on your left. And on your right, of course, you see the dragon speaker, Aesop. The same fascination and love and adoration. Though you do know his comes from a different place, since he is the widower, the former husband to one of the last Dragonlords before they were wiped off the face of the earth. Now you, Argenti, an elf as you are, lived during that time as well. Jason, would you like to describe what Argenti looks like?
Okay. So Argenti is a tall man with shoulder-length platinum blonde hair that's held back by 2 braids along his temples. Kind of like Legolas sort of style, I guess. His eyes are like eagle-like and colored gray, and his skin is as pale as snow. And from his 2 pointed ears, yeah, you could definitely tell that he's an elf, but you know, if there was a camera and it panned in a little closer, you could tell that his eyes, his ears were slightly jagged, almost reptilian, sort of, or draconic, maybe. At the moment, I imagine he's probably wearing what he usually wears, which is his favorite type of material. He's wearing like a silk sort of tunic that is silver. It's relatively plain in design. Also, he's wearing probably equally colored pants. But most importantly, he is wearing a pink cherry blossom shawl that's pinned up at his shoulder and sort of tumbles down to the ground. He's pretty serene looking. Yeah, he just kind of surveys, you know, what's before him. He does have dark circles under his eyes near constantly. But yeah.
So he has young children. Got it.
Maybe. Possibly.
Or he's just a millennial.
He's saying something?
A very old millennial.
As the 3 of you surveil this scene, these dragons just dancing with them, what do you think is going through your head, through your heart?
Argenti is probably feeling a little bit of envy. You know, the dragons going through the air, they seem a little carefree. Yeah, mostly sort of just envy. He wishes he was up there.
As you wistfully look up towards these dragons, you see your longtime colleague, friend, Aesop, kind of look towards you, and it takes you a while before you even notice that Aesop is considering. And finally, the smile seems to kind of get brighter and brighter, and you kind of notice it from the side of your eyes. You turn towards him. Aesop just says, "See? It's almost like in the old..."
Let's hope so. What I would give to ride upon Dragonback again. Maybe.
These look almost like past you and towards King Acasus. King Acasus goes, "Oh," kind of strokes that big bushy beard of his. He goes, "Well, that could certainly be arranged for. After all, you are here as an advisor. I did want to take the time officially to apologize for the context within which it has happened. I understand that this is not ideal. I do wish for you to return to Erisia as soon as it becomes possible again, but..."
As do I.
"You do understand the need," as Aesop kind of goes, "Well, Argenti, has still joined us for the express purpose of helping rebuild the Order of the Dragonlord." "Yes, Dragon Speaker, but you see, the opportunity here is too sweet to pass up. Scholar, High Council to the city of Erisia, You've been training many generation of wizards in the means of magical warfare, yes?
In the hopes that they will be able to defend themselves, yes.
Indeed. And normally, that defense goes against, well, yours truly. Correct. Listen,
Yes.
I was not even a child when the last Arisian campaign stopped. It was an aggression by Arisia against Mitros, of course, but it was perpetuated and, well, worsened by the actions of Mitros. I think on this we can both agree.
Absolutely.
I mentioned to you that you could not return to Arisia, and for this I apologize. I can understand that you might have felt anger at this, but what if...
What is to be done with my home? I have belongings. I haven't officially moved anything.
Oh, we can certainly arrange for that, but what I'm about to tell you is going to be something that I simply do not want to get back to Arisia, and I understand that you're very, how do you say,
I understand the distrust. You may continue.
It's less distressed. I hope you understand that this is simply, well, it is the wisdom that my late wife would have counseled. You see, what if I told you that we could end the campaigns and the threat thereof, the Cold War, indefinitely?
I suppose that would be ideal, although it depends on the means. If you expect me to go along with slaughtering an entire people, I don't know if I could agree.
Ah, you're right. I did tell you he's a quick thinker. Yes. I do not want to slaughter people. In fact, I am calling on you for your expertise in the study of all things of the civic nature. I know that you and, well, your late husband had worked on many theses on this, yes?
Matteo was dedicated to his craft, yes.
Wonderful. I have read all of his scrolls. Everything.
I appreciate that.
Oh, his knowledge on Gagan civilization was enigmatic, all-encompassing. It was good to learn. I think something that all children should learn about.
Thank you.
Now, what if I told you that we would have a way to minimize the bloodshed in Arisia and yet effect permanent political change?
Can you explain further? Of course, it sounds ideal. That'd be wonderful.
What we have in mind is a siege upon Arisia. And as you know, the Palladium and the walls will keep the people inside safe for the most part. Mitros has never succeeded in being able to scale the walls, after all. Now, we may have a different way into the city. Imagine, hypothetically, make this assumption for your logics experiment, that we are able to dispose of the queen. Imagine that we are able to take care of the different heads of the temples. Imagine that we allow a different political party to take power, not Mitros, but the people of Thylea. How would you, Argenti, if you had the ear of the next ruler of Arisia, counsel to have them instate a new order within Aresia to ensure that the people are best taken care of.
Suppose I would start with the use of children for militaristic purposes.
You'd enlist children?
No, I would stop. My apologies.
Oh, I have heard of that practice in Aresia. Phrasing.
We're about to have to kill our new character.
Hi, everyone.
Oh, I like him.
This would make a lot of people who prefer the traditional ways of Aresia incredibly mad, I could.
Oh, absolutely. But things can change. Things have always changed. We once had dragons, and now we do not.
Now we do again.
And exactly. That people will accept one way or another. They always do.
How would you go about it? Assume that the child draft is stopped. What policy changes would you make?
Well, I suppose I'd have to have a sort of a better council. I don't exactly know entirely how these things work. But I suppose I would simply just stop it. I don't think it would be that hard. I don't see the point in easing into the inevitable.
As Aesop kind of leans over, you did hit him with a sudden piece of information without giving him much context. I know. I always like seeing people's reaction when they,
Hilarious.
Oh, it's not about hilarity. I like getting the measure of a man or a woman who does not know, has time to prepare to put on a face. I like seeing what people are without their political masks on, as much as possible.
I hope I didn't disappoint.
You interest. Now, the reason that you've actually been asked to come. The dragons. What do you make of them? I mean, you and Aesop lived during the time of the Dragonlords. I know that they're not as big or formidable as the original dragons, but beautiful, aren't they?
They are. Yes. And there's just like a look of just lingering sort of sadness, like haunted sadness on his face.
Let's see. Cassus looks at you and kind of watches as he goes, you seem, no offense meant, but you seem sad. Is this not a joyous occasion?
Well, of course it is, but I just think of some things we've lost in the past that can't come back, is all.
And you see Aesop do a very good job mostly masking it, but there's a little bit of a wince. As Aesop says, well, I think that is enough time for my friend and I. We will give you a report as far as some of the, hierarchical structure you will want to implement, especially giving the natural inclination towards hierarchy amongst dragons. Ah, yes. But to that point, how much does age play into that? Significantly, it depends on the context. Okay. Just looking towards the future batches of dragons, of course. Yes, actually, King Acastus, I've been meaning to ask you, how exactly did you come upon the dragons that you know? Well, as you may know, the Dragonlords of old were very forward-looking. And it turns out there were secret stashes of these eggs that were hidden away, awaiting the day that a new cadre of Dragonlords would arise, of course, and well, the time seemed right, and so in secrecy we raised these dragons. And that is how we are here today.
And where were these eggs found? Did you say? I must have missed it.
Actually, around these mountains, just northwest of Mount Vorken.
Well, congratulations.
Why thank you. Well, you must go, I must go. If you touch that statue over there, yeah, of me, yes, it's quite lifelike, isn't it? And you kind of look over there, he looks younger, he looks buffer, he has more hair, like, yeah, it's one of those situations.
I can see the resemblance.
Yes.
It's almost like you couldn't tell.
I think those bards did a phenomenal job with it. But anyway, if you touch the chest and say, "Hail to the Dragonlords," you'll be teleported back towards Mitros.
Hail to the Dragonlords.
As you and Asa teleport back towards Mitros. Between you and I, he's lying, don't you think?
I know he's lying.
He kind of hooks his arm into yours as you guys start walking out of the palace grounds and towards the Ahora, kind of like to a little, tea shop, having some tea. Tell me, what is Arija like these days?
Well, most of the time I spend my free time with children, educating them, answering their questions.
But he's still using the academy method. You ask them questions until they come up with the answers.
Yes, of course, always. Keep them inquisitive. That's how you learn.
I've been trying to guide these heroes. Light of Thylea. They're an interesting bunch. I think you would like them. They sometimes act like children themselves, too.
Maybe. I mean, if they act like children, then we'll get along swimmingly.
Listen, I know it is a lot to ask, but the peace of the world is at stake, Argenti.
Yeah.
Sidon has agreed to honor some kind of renewed peace in the city, in the Titan, if we can deliver Arija. That is it. Those are the terms.
Did he now?
Yes. We both have
that's wonderful.
reasons to dislike the Titans. I know you were not as close with the Dragonlords as myself, so maybe you don't understand all the pain that goes into this, but you were there. You saw what he did. He slaughtered the last dragon. Killed my... After 5 centuries, I'm not sure if I have it in my heart to truly forgive him, but I have to think of the future generation. The children that you raise of this new light of Thylea, and as they become more and more important figures. Brisa, she has a dragon. She hatched one. From what I've been able to find out, Valos.
Yes. Oh, who did? I'm sorry. Who gave it to her?
Valos, the queen of Mitros, goddess of wisdom. You really have been learning Arija a lot, huh?
No. I'm curious how Valis came by a dragon egg. That's also incredible.
Me too. I don't trust Acastus. But he must have received these dragons from somewhere.
It's interesting.
You have done a lot of research over the years. I know that Matteo always focused on the Geigen empires, but you seem to be interested in the Dragonlords. Some of the writings that you did are phenomenal. I even use that to teach the acolytes now, of course.
I do my best.
The Dragonlords lost all of their dragon.
They did. Yes.
Did you ever recall hearing anything about eggs being hidden for future generations? Is that true? Do any of the writings, anything suggest that this happened?
There's a lot of speculation. Fortunately, there is no evidence solid enough that I've come across that I would be comfortable, I suppose, formulating an opinion on the matter.
Let's see. Very well. I just figured if anyone would know anything, it would be you, Argenti.
Yeah.
Now, King Acastus briefed me before he even asked you to come out. I would like your opinions on forming the Dragonlord properly, etc. But I have a question. In terms of you potentially joining a council under the king.
Suppose it wouldn't be the first time I've joined a council. Well, I suppose what would make this one any different?
Indeed. You at least know some things about Queen Helen, and
Yes.
well, Yanni is one of our sources, of course, in terms of Eresia and Eresian customs. You know, I give Acastus this much credit. He does care about the well-being of the people in Eresia, post-siege, let's say. I think your voice would be incredibly important upon this. Yanni is a practical young man. He's mostly focused upon advancing the interests of the light, which makes sense, of course. I think
Understandable.
could use someone with your worldly view.
Well, I'm flattered, first and foremost. I guess when do I start?
Immediately. The king has already okayed everything. You will be given a small room in the palace until you, of course, can liquidate any assets that you have in Eresia, and then we officially move you here. Maybe you could have a little vineyard out east or something like that.
Vineyard. Excellent.
Now, Brissa is, of course, one of the new Dragonlords. And unlike Acastus, I sense that there is a genuine power between her and her dragon. Genti, she has a gold dragon. I don't know how. None of the original dragons were gold. None of them. None of the texts speak of gold dragons.
That is incredibly curious. I don't think I've ever come across a gold dragon, just as you said.
One except Ilios, of course. But he had removed himself, as far as I can tell. He has gone through the records in guises, destroying any mention of himself. But now, and this is my hypothesis, he has disguised himself as a golden god. There are reports of an island where such a god supposedly rules. I think it is him, and I think he must be related to the egg that Brissa now has.
Well, that's quite a lot for an afternoon.
It is. Which is why I also propose the following. I cannot leave my post at the temple. I must train the future acolytes, and, well, with everything that is happening, someone needs to have the direct ear of the king at all times. But I think there is another significant new political force that needs to be educated.
You're referring to the light?
Might be a good idea if you lend them some of your arcane knowledge and guide them as they delve deeper into the past of Thylea. You as a scholar would be a natural fit.
Thank you. And I also suppose that you would like me to make sure that the council's interests and agenda is also being considered.
You are always 2 steps ahead. And vice versa. You will be a bridge, a catalyst between these two. Now let me brief you. And as he goes into some details about, saying Estrella is technically the granddaughter of Sidon, so there's some shit, the daughter of the Oracle and all the consequences with that. Daphne having the blood of Pitor in her veins and the consequences. Yanni apparently somehow being connected to the Fates, much the same way that Estrella and Lyra are connected to the Fates and all the implications. It kind of gives you the rundown.
Over tea.
Yeah.
We're sipping tea, right?
Yep. As we switch
Having
back,
like a little kiki.
Switch back to the rest of the group. Now, as you all arrive at the island of Typhon, there's one thing that I got wrong last week, and I just wanted to clarify because obviously I want to make sure that I have this right. So, Find the Path you could not cast and then sleep because it's a concentration spell. The second that you lose, go incapacitated, you lose concentration on that. So you would have to recast Find the Path the day of you guys actually arriving there. So just as an FYI, Estrella, though it lasts 24 hours, you have to concentrate on it the entire time. Just as an FYI. So you have Find the Path active. As the Ultros washes through the massive shock waves, as they're cascading and crashing upon this volcanic black islands that you see. It really is a combination of 3 colors, black, red, and green. You can see the beautiful foliage growing out of this incredibly rich soil that you can see about. You can see all of this black volcanic stone, porous in places, and sometimes, interestingly enough, you can see what seem to be these hexagonal shapes, almost like columns pushed up. They almost look artificial, like something massive carved these weird stepping stones everywhere. But most impressively of all, you see a massive mountain. Just make up most of the island itself, rise right out the middle, as high as your eye can see, spewing forth more and more volcanic ash. You can see little cascading rivulets of fire flying out of that and hitting the water every once in a while, some distance away from you guys. As your captain, Ophelia, kind of looks up towards that, she goes, "Are you sure that you want to go there?"
No.
Okay, somebody can leave. Everyone, we're getting ready to leave. Get the oars ready. Are you sure? Bulba, kind of the massive minotaur, kind of steps up. We just got here. It was a joke. Oh. Everyone, I was just kidding. As the oars kind of stop rowing away from the island, there's certainly trepidation that you all feel as you look upon this island. Fire cascading down. No clear way to set down and try to survive this incredibly inhospitable looking island before you. Light, what is going through your minds and what do you say to each other?
Well, on the way here, I have a few things that I would like to have done. So
I have notes.
Number 1. I will Australia will have cast augury. And when I cast a divination spell, I've never used this before, but I can give temporary hit points to one of my companions.
Nice.
So I will give 17 temporary hit points to Lyra.
Oh, damn.
Is that just a hard number, or do you have to roll for it?
It's okay. It is my wisdom modifier plus my cleric level.
Nice. So it is a hard number. Fuck, that's good.
Yeah.
So we'll say that you do have to cast that the day of. So as you cast that, we'll say, how does it look like when you cast your augury? And that's the one that kind of like you describe some kind of a course of action that you are going to do within the next 30 minutes. And I get to choose whether it's a wheel for a good result, woe for bad results, or wheel and woe for both, or nothing if it's just isn't especially good. Bad.
Yes. So Estrella puts out all of the rocks and bones that she got from the Fates, and she'll put it in a little ritual, and sort of, her vapors will start, her eyes will start glowing, her hair lifts like it does, and she's asking specifically about jumping into a volcano, and are her friends going to be all right?
That's a good question. That's a good question.
As the vapors kind of push themselves together, they seem to kind of coalesce upon what seems to be a gaseous representation of Brissa and Lyra back to back. You can see Brissa has her spear up, trying to strike something beyond the vision itself. Lyra is gathering together fate strings, shooting a fate blast at something off screen, so to speak. And you can see the mountain looming large behind them in this almost like collage-like representation of them. And you can see the mountain crack down and separate them almost as a split. You can see, almost as you kind of do, you do an encounter and you look from the left side, and you can see Brissa and Lyra dead upon the floor of this thing. As you shift to the right, like a holograph, you can see both of them stepping forth, carrying in their 4 hands, almost cusped, what seems to be a flame. You get both weal and woe out of this.
I assumed that I would. Just one of those temp HP though. Okay. Number 2.
That goes to Lyra, yeah.
I put it on my sheet already.
So yeah, as they're approaching, Estrella is just like ritual after ritual, right? Like there's bones everywhere, there's mist, she's doing all kinds of creepy stuff. There's like runes drawn on the ground, like in a circle, I would also like to cast Water Walk on all of us, which allows us to walk on magma. If we need it, just in case.
Does it actually allow magma too? No shit.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it still hurts you, obviously, but you don't sink into it.
Which is good.
Yeah. I know, that surprised me too. There we have it. And after that vision, I will also walk up to Brissa and to Lyra and take both of their hands, and I'm going to cast Death Ward on both of them.
Thank you. I'm confident that we're not going to need it, but we're a little big. It's just a quick dip in the lava.
We're jumping into a volcano, so I'll take it. Thank you.
Positive outlook, Lyra. It was good. It's basically a bath.
Brissa, are you bringing a spear with you?
I am.
Okay, good. No reason at all that I ask. Just making sure.
Wait,
Great.
do we need I don't have a spear. Do we need spears?
No, just Brissa. I mean, hypothetically,
Am I gonna die? Is Brissa gonna live and I'm gonna die? Is that what
neither of you are going to
Because
die?
Brissa has a spear.
Nope.
I don't have time. I don't have time. I don't have time to ask if I'm gonna die. I would waste it though. I would definitely. I would
So wow! Look at this. This is crazy, isn't it? Look at all that lava. That's a big mountain. What are you guys going to do?
Dude, we can fly up there. Can you fly today?
I can actually. I can.
What if Yanni can make Sila bigger or make me smaller, and then we can fly?
I mean, if you'd have said something sooner, yeah, that could have happened. But I did not prepare.
Can't you make yourself fly?
Oh, yeah, but it only lasts 10 minutes. It's not very long.
Oh, it's not an all-day thing.
That
can't relate.
Embiggening spell only lasts a minute, so the fly spell is still better.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, I guess I could fly for 10 minutes, but 30 minutes in total. I don't know if that's enough to get to the mountain.
10 minutes would be plenty that you could probably get to a landing spot.
But once we jump, though.
I mean, me and you could just go fly, jump in, and like just come right back out. Everybody could sail the ship. We get this over in like 10 minutes.
Right before they leave, Daphne's also going to cast Enhance Ability on the two of them.
We're going to die. This is too much preparation for us to survive.
This is actually a normal amount of preparation.
So,
I know isn't really our thing, but
Enhance Ability is a concentration spell, so you do have to pick your favorite. Let me get my tea.
Yes.
Oh.
Well, I can cast it a higher level to get both of them.
Damn it, you're right.
And I'm
Clash
thinking
of the DMs.
Bear's Endurance to give you guys advantage on Constitution saving throws, and also 2d6 temporary hit points.
So I guess
Do
Brissa,
we
go ahead
have
and
to take the temporary hit points?
No.
Can I have? Okay.
Brissa, go and roll 2d6.
Wow.
Well, I just get more than what that could give me.
Yeah, there's no way. There you go.
Actually, technically, I was gonna cast Gift of Alacrity on myself, and that would also give me 12 temporary hit points. So
Still not as good. Brissa. Any other pre-buffs that you guys are trying to squeeze in?
I would have done my little morning ritual and cast Gift of Alacrity on myself.
Sounds good.
Because there's no Rotus to give it to anymore. I cry a little tear every time now.
So what is the plan? You're going to just fly up there and jump in?
Yep, you got it. You nailed it. First try.
Yeah, that was my riff plan.
Oh, you're very funny, Lyra. Well,
so if we die, and I pull out a piece of paper that has my living will on it, I've given the bag of holding to you, so you can have that. Yep.
Oh.
You're probably the most I don't know. Responsible, yeah. All of my items, obviously the shuttle, probably bring that back to Desdemona. She probably wants it. Everything else though, you can sell it, get some money, buy whatever you want. That's pretty much it. That's all I really own. So
Brissa, are you taking your dragon?
Yeah. I'm definitely taking Thylea. She's immune to fire, so.
Thylea will drag our corpses out of the volcano.
Yeah.
Just smoldering.
Yanni, if I die, you could have my belt, and then you could just be like super strong and smart at the same time, and just run around and like punch people at the same time.
Awesome.
It'd be awesome.
That's fantastic. Does that mean you're going to leave it at the top? Because I'm not going in after.
No, you'd have to come in after me. So.
Oh, also, the Horn of Belmetria. Give that to Aesop. He probably would want that back too. So, it's in the bag of holding right now. So.
Shouldn't we go with you? This is how. I'm going with you. I'm going with you.
I appreciate it. I love you. That's great. I respect the enthusiasm. But it feels very. You guys need to jump into the volcano, but not like everyone needs to jump into the volcano. And I don't want everyone to die if we die from jumping into the volcano. So.
That is fair.
Right?
I do say, right, in like maybe like 10 minutes, Yanni sends us a message, right, and is like, hey, did you guys make it to the top of the volcano, right? And then we're like, yes, we did. And then we jump in, and then maybe like in another 10 minutes, he's like, hey, are you
alive?
alive?
Yeah, that's a good. I like that plan.
So and then you just like follow up like, and then maybe like we'll be like, yes, check on us in an hour or something. I don't know what's gonna happen at the base of volcano, but you never know, I guess.
You know what? Also, Lothario also immune to fire. So I could bring him with us too, and he could also report our deaths as well. So there's a failsafe.
All right, you have to stop saying you're going to die.
Doesn't he just go home?
He does. He does.
They are not.
He does.
You're not going to die.
We're not going to die. It's gonna be fine. It's just a bath. We're just taking a bath.
I look at Hesperos. If we die, it better be cool. It better be epic. Don't put any stupid stuff that we just died from jumping into a volcano. I expect a full story arc about the dangers that we face.
He crosses out an entire paragraph. Okay. Well, you better do something epic. Better come back and tell me about it.
Well, I mean, we're jumping into a volcano, so that's
but that
pretty...
part could be perceived to be stupid.
It's not wrong.
No, it is heroic. Brave. Facing your fears, facing your fate. That is beautiful. Write that down. Write that down. Facing your fate. Heroically. You can mess with the words, but that is good stuff. Anyway, oh, I almost forgot. And I will hand both of them a bone, just like a weird bone. I'm just gonna like wrap your hands around it, like it's not weird, but there you go. Both of that for you. And that's gonna cast Bless on you. Be blessed.
Like right now, or is it good?
Yeah.
How long is it going to last?
Oh yeah, I think Bless is only what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Don't waste it.
Feel
Keep
really
it.
You know what?
blessed.
Just keep the bones though, but know the blessed. Keep the bones, know the blessed.
It's the thought that counts. It's the thought.
Yeah, it will bring you luck.
It's like that one time Yanni gave us his tooth
That's
or fingernail. I don't remember.
We could do that again.
Yeah, we constantly forget that you could do that.
you go.
That would allow us to talk to you.
Oh!
Yeah, it lasts like an hour, I think.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
Don't remember.
I don't remember either.
What?
We did it once.
Can someone explain?
Until we finish a long rest.
I'm sorry. What? There are more.
Yanni is a hexblood, and they have a feature where they can give you a piece of their body, and you can telepathically communicate with them while you're holding it.
A tooth
Whoa.
is like a big commitment, though. Could it be like a strand of hair?
It can be a strand of hair, yes.
Oh, okay, but tooth is really going for it.
It comes back. It grows
It
back.
grows back.
Yeah.
Oh,
The idea though that Astray goes here, take some bones, and then like
Not a
Yanni's just,
tooth.
like,
That's
take
where
my
she
bones.
crosses the line.
It's like, oh yeah.
Take my mouth bone.
Here's a luxury bone.
Oh, luxury bones.
So this lets me send messages to you. Unfortunately, it's a one-way street.
Oh.
I can see through your eyes for a minute, but that once that's over, then the whole thing that's the end of what it can do.
Oh, like
but,
once
so
you
when I
look,
see you guys crest the top, I can start watching.
Gotcha. Is it like how I can technically look through Lothario's eyes, where it's a certain distance, or no?
I think it was
about
like
10 miles.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And yes, this does make you my familiar, just so you know.
I hand the hair to Brissa.
Riz will just tuck it in. I need to do bodyguard. It was too short for notice.
Too soon.
Yeah.
We're all sad now. We're all sad.
Yes, we're all sad.
Back to the team.
Shall we go?
Was that it? Everyone good? Everyone done internally crying because you all think we're gonna die?
I do not think you're going to die.
I don't think we're going to die either.
That makes one of us.
You'll be fine. You got this.
All right. Have fun.
All right. Brissa?
Just a nice slap on the back. Go get him.
You guys step towards the edge. Scylla kind of trepidatiously looks towards all of this billowing flame, poisonous smoke reaching out. As you cast Fly upon yourself, I'm guessing, Brissa, go ahead and mark it off. Yep. And you guys take off into the air.
I think you can technically fly faster than me. Mine is just my movement speed.
As Brissa leaves you the fuck behind. No. With
of course she does. Par for the course.
And you find another luck blade. No. As you guys are starting to fly towards it, the billowing smoke suddenly becomes, it's just hard to breathe. As you're moving through, the particles in the air just kind of seem to almost become physically kind of raining against you. As you guys are pushing past that, you're starting to feel like it is incredibly difficult to breathe in here. And as you guys are starting to push in, even within the first couple of minutes, I do need both of you guys to make me a Constitution saving throw. It's the heat and, the actual just toxicity of the starting to get to you.
So we get advantage because of enhanceability,
Yes,
right? Okay. I don't know the spell. I don't have it. What do I look like, a healer?
Oh, yes, you have advantage on Constitution checks.
Yeah, that's Daphne. She's a healer.
Oh god.
Nice.
I'm okay.
Maybe because Brissa was just zooming ahead and kind of getting into that first, you kind of like pull up your armor a little bit and mask your face. Brissa, though, as you're just like, oh, roll one for Scylla for me as well. If you wouldn't mind. I'll drop her down so you can actually do that later.
She's immune to fire. Smoke is just dead fire, right?
This is more like the actual.
I know.
Oh, that's strength.
What was
She
that?
gets
Natural.
her con's better anyway, so it's plus 21.
Okay.
Wait.
Yeah. So thankfully, it is only Brissa who gets a level of exhaustion.
Oh, fuck.
As it's just like starting to fly through, Lyra, you kind of start guiding Brissa in as you guys are flying hand in hand towards the edge of that. As you guys reach towards the highest peak, you can see massive columns starting to just explode outwards. This volcano seems to be perpetually active, and as it spews stuff out, both of you guys make me a perception check with disadvantage.
Oh, so great at these. Yep.
Hey, Brissa! All right, Lyra, though you're leading Brissa, that gives Brissa a little bit of an opportunity to look about. You can tell that jumping directly into the volcano seems to be practically impossible. You would just land into the fire, and there's just fire. It's just a cauldron of pure lava. There must be more to it as you guys start kind of circling around it. You can start to feel the magic of your spell starting to wane as you kind of tap Lyra on the quad and kind of let you guys descend downward towards what seems to be a platform. Not within the, almost like a balcony on the side of the, like a little bit like halfway, almost to the top of the volcano itself. And as you guys sit down there, you land. The magic seems to kind of seep away from you, Brissa, as you feel the tiredness starting to wash over you, still coughing against this thick, magma-infused air about you now. You can feel the heat radiating off of the black stone that you stand upon. Scylla is kind of like sniffing the air and kind of shaking your head. Interestingly enough, though, as you guys approach, suddenly some of the smoke seems to almost kind of part. And you step forward and you can see upon the end of this plateau 3 massive wall-like caves with stalagmites kind of dangling down like huge volcanic teeth. As you step towards them, each of these caves has a weird, almost supernatural pull towards you. Which do you approach? Left, middle, or the right?
And they all have like that weird magnetic pull, or a certain one?
All of them. If only you had Find the Path with you, huh?
The left. Obviously the choice. Correct choice.
I mean, technically we could make 2 choices. 3 if you count Silo.
You want to split up? I think that's a horrible idea.
We were definitely about to just jump into a volcano. I think, that also is not a great idea. If you think left is the good choice and you want to go together, sure.
I believe in the left. Let's go to the left.
Do any of them look like different? Do they have different like entrances, or are they all pretty much just caves? Nothing distinct about any of them?
As you approach, there seem to be differences between the left and the right cave, but the middle cave seems to have no distinctiveness about it. The left cave, however, as you step up towards the edge of it, immediately struck by the rank odor of feces, stale sweat, rotting.
I think this was the wrong choice, actually.
You step away from the left one, you walk by the middle one again, and no smell, nothing. You have the kind of perpetual sulfuric smell of this mountain that you're around, but you move past, and as you step towards the right cave, carrying upon the air, echoing with this chamber, moans and screams, growing louder the closer you move towards the mountain cave from deep inside. It's distant. You can tell that you'd have to move a ways to get there.
Okay, neither of these are good choices.
I mean, the middle one that didn't have anything actually, so I'd vote the middle one now.
I do, in this group, prefer the middle one, but if life has taught me anything, it's that nothing is also bad.
And by life, she means being in a campaign with David.
Like the last month of our adventure.
Wow.
I mean, that's fair. If the left one we just have to walk through some shit, right? I'm perfectly walking through some shit.
Yeah.
That's really not that bad, right? It's just Yanni knows that spell that can just clean this up afterwards, right? So, we just, stink for, a few hours. I hope it doesn't take a few hours. But...
And this one is just, screaming people. We don't necessarily know if they're, bad.
I mean, yeah, it could be, screams of ecstasy, right? You never know.
I think we've been at the Siren's Roost enough to know they're probably not screams of ecstasy. But... that doesn't necessarily mean they're not tortured people that are caged up that can't get to us.
That's fair. Alright, so do we want to go the poop route or the screams of ecstasy route?
Or the nothing route. We've still not made a decision. This made it harder, actually.
Alright. I vote we stick with our gut and we go the poop route.
Alright. Yanni will be upset that we're just using him for his spell, but he'll live. Alrighty.
As you guys go down the poop chute, you start descending. Yes, I got her. As you guys, all right. As you guys are moving deeper into this cave, you can see half-eaten fish fin starting to litter them. Move in, and you can see upon these rock cairns that seem to be almost these totemic displays of cracked open bones. You can tell as you guys walk by it that something gnawed at the bone itself and sucked out the marrow, discarding it, sometimes almost artistically placing it there. There is a sense of that. And as you guys have been walking now, it's like an hour or so, suddenly start seeing detached human images, sinew and flesh and bone exposed, often than not, rotting, some maggots squirming inside of the necrotic flesh. As you get deeper and you suddenly hear the smacking noises of something chewing upon flesh, and you can hear the tearing sound of meat and bone and sinew and skin.
See, it wasn't even shit. It's just rotten food and flesh. Like, that's a win in my book, honestly.
Oh yeah, maybe it's not too bad so far.
There is something further in, though, so...
Yeah, I mean, but do you think something's eating these things? That is kind of gross.
I mean, they look pretty eated,
yeah.
if I'm being honest.
I'm like maybe going back and just going to a different cave.
I could make us invisible.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, let's do that, and then just like try and sneak our way through as we go past. It's a great idea. Let's do it.
I have 3 spell slots. Okay, yeah.
It's worth it.
I'm a warlock. Basically, I'm a warlock.
Weak.
Give me a break. Yeah, I will cast a fucking 5th level invisibility. So I can turn 2 people invisible.
Wait, with
Two people and a
5,
dragon?
can you turn Scylla invisible too?
Oh, right, I forgot Scylla was with us. I was just ready to toss her to the meat-eating thing.
Wow. See how it is.
Yeah. It's not giving me the option to upcast it, so I'll just mark off the spell slot.
That works. And whatever. Stealth checking out. What's that?
Oh god. That hurts.
Lyra, did you roll yet?
No, I'm scared too.
Do it.
Oh.
Don't forget
I
that you
can't.
do have your fate dice.
Guess what I rolled for my fate dice, David?
No,
It was a 10.
You're okay. For those of you watching for the first time,
right.
they've got
Our
a little bit of change
inspiration.
to their DM inspiration, which they can roll after the fact, not like lucky die. Get an automatic DM inspiration at the end of every long rest. Because they're connected to the fate mommies.
Yeah, I'll use mine.
Was yours worse than mine? I can't see your roll.
I can't see yours either, so I don't know.
Oh,
Sorry
I rolled
about
an 11.
that. Yeah,
I
shouldn't
rolled
have
a
done the
10,
results
so...
It was an 8 for Scylla, an 11 for Brissa,
Oh,
and a
fuck.
10 for Lyra.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna save mine because I can't save Silas too. So like.
Yeah, if Silas is bad too, then I probably wouldn't even try.
Yeah.
You might
We
be
just
able
have
to
to-
raise-
Hopefully
Maybe
our
dragon with
invisibility.
us.
you might
You
be
know,
able to
like,
raise
it's like
the
kind of
average.
I mean, even if I roll a 20, you got an 8 and an 11.
I also have disadvantage on ability checks, so yeah, I'm gonna pass.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully us being invisible will just be enough.
Yeah, it's like plus 25, right?
They just, you just instantly succeed, right?
Yeah,
That's how invisibility works.
Yeah, 100%.
Alright. As you guys start pushing forward, there is a moment, Lyra, suddenly see fate string starting to cover the inside of this hole. It's this tunnel. It's like webbing from a spider. And you can hear the voice of the fate behind. She goes, Are you sure?
Well, now I'm not. Okay. I gotta be real with you, Brissa. I feel like this might not be the best decision. Even though we've been walking for like an hour and a half now, I feel like maybe we should pick a different cave.
You have to go back, all the way back and pick a different cave?
Yeah. Just, call it a hunch.
I mean, we should. We could pick a different cave. But I feel like all of these caves are gonna have a danger, right? If I'm being honest with ourselves.
I mean, what if we have to go into each one? I didn't even think about that until just now.
I mean, what if we do? Then we'd just be wasting an hour and a half. But
yeah,
I'm hoping one of these caves just gets us. We have to go through. Like it's kind of like a trial type of thing. We go through the cave, boom,
right.
Get towards the end.
Or the middle cave had a hole into the volcano, and we've just completely messed it up. But who knows? Honestly,
that is fair.
Yeah, let's just go for
Australia.
it. Yeah. She was real ready to go, and we should have let her go.
I mean, I just thought we were jumping into a volcano, right?
I also Yanni hasn't said anything, so I'm pretty sure they've realized that we didn't jump into the volcano.
It is at this point that Daphne, your concentration fades, and Lyra and Brissa, you suddenly just that warmth, the energy of Daphne's buff fade away from you. Bear's endurance is gone.
Well, I hope they've used it all up to adequately. Feel really bad if they didn't need it.
Wait,
or if they need it now.
Did you reach the limit of the spell, or did it just?
Oh,
did it
no,
just like are they dead?
No, it's not giving me that feeling. It's just like this is normally around the time that the spell just wears off.
Okay.
Kind of hard to concentrate it for longer,
Brissa hears in her head, "Hey, Daphne said her spell just wore off. Hope you guys aren't dead. Hope you're happy with all the decisions you've made so far."
I can't respond, right? So I'm just be like, "Oh, yeah, they sent me a message, and you relay what he sent."
Suddenly, there's just salt shakers all over this cave.
Oh, well, if anything, we at least still have Death Lord.
I mean, that's fair. I'd say we continue on. We just,
Who knows? Maybe it's a nice flesh-eating monster.
Or we just run. We could run really fast.
You can probably run faster than I can.
We could run really fast.
We probably actually run the same speed. Probably.
You guys aggressively whisper to one another about who can run faster. You guys suddenly hear chewing stop with a belch as you guys move around the corner invisibly. As you guys step and kind of kick over accidentally cairns that had been set up with Silas just kind of shrugs her shoulder. Suddenly you can see upon a throne made out of bone rock hundreds of pieces of flesh discarded. Around it is this corpulent, absolutely massively obese, fur-lined humanoid creature with a box head. It looks like 15 extra chins cascading outward. This creature is the size of a giant, kind of just, and its vision immediately snaps upon the three of you. What have I received today? And you can see this weird fox creature, its eye contact with each of you turn, licking its massive canine chops as it throws what looks like the leg. Some kind of a maybe lizard folk or dragonborn inside.
This will be like, just drop the spell.
Maybe if we don't move, it won't see us.
Drop the spell.
I can hear you.
Okay. I'll drop the invisibility.
Just be like, oh, great fox! We are just passing through your territory, and we brought tributes. Just get some of her rations that she has out.
As you see tribute, this creature's eyes immediately go to Thylea first.
Oh.
Nope. The tribute is these rations.
We were just looking for an entrance into the volcano.
Yes.
We're lost.
No, you are found. Hunger fruits. Step forward with your offer. As it just breathes heavily, you can see the massiveness of it kind of rising. Tell that where there were nice ropes at some point, they have just pushed outward. It's almost like a bikini upon this creature now, as it kind of has stretched taut and in tatters. Like one of those new ones, those ripers. You know what I'm talking about? The TikTok trend.
I'm sorry, I'm just trying to picture a fox humanoid with multiple chins and a bikini. That's
funny because
what
I'm trying
am.
really hard not to picture it.
It's
Abyssa will walk forward and put all of her rations just in front of this creature. Be like, Lyra, do you have any rations on you? Give me your rations. Give me your food.
That's from both of us.
Okay. We'll make that a little bit of a skill challenge here. Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check, Brissa, as your legs before hunger.
With advantage? Because
just I mean, I'll give it to you if you give me a good reason or an ability or something.
Because I'm there.
Nope.
Because I approached her initially and bowed before her?
No, yeah, that's why
Wait,
you're getting that's why you're getting a persuasion check. Absolutely, go ahead.
Do you have enthralling beauty because you're a nymph?
I do. Save that for the afterwards. It's fans. Alright.
Oh, yeah.
And I will re-roll with my dice of,
Fatiness.
Our Fatespiration.
Fatespiration! Oh, yeah, that's much better.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Well, it's just one extra die. You don't have to remake the
Well,
check,
it's
so
because...
I know.
Oh,
so I'm
okay.
giving you something good, which is that you do get that, which should have been a natural 20. Absolutely.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Sure that the stream is following up too. As you lay down the rations, you actually remembered packing some of the choicest meats for this journey. I mean, we have perfectly cured hams and the like, and as you kind of set it down before this creature with a total of 26, we're going to be taking our quick break, and afterwards find out if this offering of deliciousness pleased hunger our thong-wearing foxman.
So you said bikini, and now you're saying
Yeah.
you're
both.
adding more
just
to
a
this
little bit of
picture
everything.
that
Yeah. Banana hammock.
Did we accidentally go into the ecstasy cave?
Oh, no. Definitely
You missed
did.
that one. That was the middle one. It was all
100%.
drugs, people to watch you have, wonderful. Anyway, we'll see you guys here shortly. Just a quick 5-minute break. All right, y'all, we are back for more fantastic Light of Thylea. Now, right before the break, Lyra and Brissa had jumped into a volcano. Super smart decision. Don't even worry about it. As the two of them are trying to find out more about their past and the history that apparently is somehow joined together in their two families. Now, as we're picking it back up, you had climbed into the left cave. Ooh. And as you climbed into the left cave, you could smell that there was something on the air. Rotten meat, the stench of fecal matter. You started descending down into the cave, and after an hour or so, started hearing the noise of chewing. You cast invisibility upon yourself, you felt Daphne's blessing fall off of you, and you tried to sneak past this creature. Though as it turned out, this creature could see extremely well, and looked you directly into your very eyeballs. Spite. Sure. As you approached this box-headed humanoid creature, matted, disgusting, not even reddish anymore. At this point, brown fur that is just permanently stained with offal and grease and blood. You laid before it some food. Brissa, at first, as you laid down these nice delicacies, you thought, oh, this looks pretty good, but then suddenly everything seemed to kind of just separate itself. And you suddenly see, stepping through time and reality itself, peeling back layers of fate strings themselves, Dimitri, as she descends down. Carrying seems to be the haunch of the back of a large lizard. She steps forward. Did I say the wrong name, Damon? You're giving me heavy...
I think so. You said Dimitri, and I'm thinking that's not right.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Anyway, Fate Mommy. As she kind of descends down, she hands you this haunch. As you look over towards Lyra, you notice that Lyra seems to be almost frozen in time herself during this. As she sets down this offering of perfectly cured piece of... It's disturbing how similar it looks like it's a young dragon's leg into your arms. He says, "Give it this. It will please it."
Thank you.
Suddenly everything, like, she just kind of yanks back into nothingness. All the fate strings disappear, almost like in a horror movie-esque quick movement. As you have this huge piece of lizard-like meat in your hands, Lyra, you kind of like, you can barely see the strands of fate kind of disappear off of it, and immediately know what happened to you. As Brissa, you kind of go down on one knee and lay down this offering before Hunger. Hunger's eyes immediately go wide in its massive corpulent head as it's like, yes, yes! And as it kind of reaches out, suddenly you feel a tugging, a pull upon this as all the food suddenly just lifts up into the air by itself and starts to float towards the creature. Yes! And it just absolutely starts... Eating is not the right word. It is devouring in the most disgusting and obscene way possible. Absolutely chewing with its mouth open. So you're from the outside. Oh, what fares there? Oh, what is new?
Oh, just lots of, turmoil, unrest, but, it's kind of crazy, but,
yes,
we're kind of seeking them all.
Tell me the craziest tale you know.
Well, we fought this giant sphinx creature, right? It was crazy. It was doing a lot of magic, right? I was finding magic pretty.
What kind of
intense.
magic?
Oh, it was
like timey-wimey magic.
Yeah. It also had a tower. It was like aging people, and not aging people at the same time. It was just
turning people into babies.
Yeah,
it was very odd.
Yeah. The Lotus Witch is what they called her. And we fought her. Yeah.
Yeah, killed her.
Killed her. Yeah. Yep.
All right. Who would like to make me the primary performance check as you're trying to tell the story? Your characters are suddenly telling the story as this creature is just eating away. And who would like to assist?
So if it's performance, I never do it, but I do also get advantage for the same reason that I get advantage for my persuasion checks.
Sure.
Then I will assist. Yes.
Yes.
But you already have advantage anyway, so yeah.
Right, but mine's a +5. Is yours better than that? Okay, I'll do it then.
I'm a strength-based paladin.
But he needs the strength from a belt for.
Yeah, that's fair. It's enhanced strength. It's doped.
Oh, 17.
And you can kind of see it's just like eating. It seems to almost kind of zone out as it's getting more and more bored by the story process. But it doesn't seem hostile yet. But as it's starting to get more and more bored, it has not just the actual meat off of this haunch, but the bone itself. It's like eating away at the gristle of the cap. Where did you get this? How do you get more? Tell me or I will devour you next.
We could go get you more.
That is food from the outside cave, from way yonder.
Off this island.
Yes.
Where we came from.
Where?
But
Which island? What is it called? What is this meat? Tell me.
In the city of Arisia, there's a place that it's there that is they sell the finest meats. So if you want to go, you could go inside there, right? And they
yeah, there's a whole butchery there. They got all kinds of exotic meats.
Yes.
All right, Lyra, you're gonna assist on this one because it was Bress's idea. So
Yeah,
Lyra,
yeah.
Go ahead and make me a deception check. And then if you match the DC 10, Brissa, you'll have advantage, which in your case will be straight roll, hopefully.
I have to beat a 10, David?
Woo!
I rolled a 2, I got a 15.
Oh, God.
All right, Brissa, you have advantage on this, so it should be straight roll. Hold Alt as you make your roll.
Oh, God.
No.
Can I have some of this inspiration?
You can have my inspiration.
Oh, thank you.
Alex, why? Stop doing this.
That is much better.
Gotta check something.
Is this pig at the forest place away now? That this the creature might go to?
Maybe he doesn't know about it. Surely he just hasn't left this cave. Maybe he doesn't know about Arisia.
As it goes. Arisia. They serve dragons there now. Delicious. Hunger satisfied. Go die. And you see him just kind of wave his haunch around the bend and deeper down into the cave. As with 3 checks, you guys were able to meet the overall DC that I set for this account.
Thank God.
That natural one.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks. I will hopefully see you never. And I'll just start walking towards.
So bow on her way out, just make sure.
You hear hunger talk to itself as you guys recede away. We'll eat the goat and one. No, we'll eat the skinny one first. Oh yes, her wings will be delicious. Yes, when
you think I'm skinny?
they die. When they die. Lyra, always taking the right lessons from things.
But we don't go back that way. Like it's I mean, maybe we could just go out to a different way. Like, we'll see.
Right. Yeah. I can fly, so.
Yeah, exactly. I can fly too.
As you guys push on, get deeper into this, smoke is certainly starting to kind of billow past you guys. Let's try to cover your faces. I do need saving throw.
Why? What if I hold my breath, David?
Not for that long. Lara passes out.
I can hold my breath for an hour, David.
You don't have advantage on that anymore, but
I don't know why I rolled with advantage.
The 17 still applies as you guys push past. After another hour or so, the sun is definitely starting to get low in the sky for the rest of you guys upon the ship. And let's swivel back for a second to Daphne, Yanni, and Estrella. As you guys are twiddling your thumbs now. Yanni, it's been an hour since you sent the message of Daphne's spell disappeared. There's still no word from Lyra. Still no creatures flying out of the volcano. What's going through your heads?
Ha! Go fish! I don't have any of those.
Daphne's just sipping from her mother's wine. Ah, damn it. All right.
Okay, my turn next. Ulba goes, do you have any 7 of Sidons?
Ooh, which one of us? Who are you asking?
Yeah, I do.
Estrella, you.
Estrella is leaning over the side of the boat, just intently watching the volcano.
Estrella, they're on the side adventure. They're having fun with each other. Come over here, play a game.
What if they're in trouble? What if
Should I?
What if they met a fox in a bikini with multiple chins? What if?
That sounds like a nightmare. Where did you come
What
up
did you?
That is very specific, Estrella. I don't know
Did
about
you
your
steal a nip
proclivities.
from the horn? What's going on here?
You read too many books.
I can only look in on them once. Should I do it?
I'm sure they're fine. Estrella, we do have liquor, actual liquor, down in the
You should try
Trireme.
some.
It makes mind go easy.
It is very tempting.
To.
Yes, no, don't. My mind must be sharp. What if they need help?
Oh, but your mind is cutting yourself right now. Too sharp. Little dull is good. Helps to take the edge off.
She just don't distract me. I'm busy. Keeps watching.
Still punny.
Yanni, do you check on them? In on them?
What do you think? Should I check in on them? I mean, it's been a couple hours now, right?
Won't hurt, right?
I mean, it's just that I can only do it once and then it's done.
I
mean, I should probably. You know what? I can do ascending because they can reply to that.
Oh, there you go.
Yes, for sure.
Let's do
Sounds like
that.
a good idea.
Let's do that. As soon as I remember. I'll do the sending to Lyra since I can talk one way to Brissa. Hey, you guys still alive? You okay? You need anything? Everything going good? Just let me know. You can reply to this message.
Lyra.
Okay.
Sorry, Brissa. Wait. Lyra, you feel those words pour into your mind, but they seem to be garbled and muffled. Because as you guys are pushing deeper in what feels like just oppressively hot territory of the volcano, suddenly the whispers start. seem to be indistinct, coming from everywhere at once, centered sometimes inside of your skull, and suddenly there's Yanni's voice there as well. And you get like most of the words, but maybe every fifth word seems to just kind of be drowned out by the whispers.
Do I know that he was sending me a message?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I don't really know what he asked, so I'll just say, we're okay. Didn't jump in the volcano, but technically in the volcano? Saw a gross fox thing. But we're still alive. That's all I got.
Okay. So they're okay. They didn't jump in the volcano, but they're still in the volcano. So I'm not sure. I guess they found another way in other than just jumping, I guess. I don't know. What weirdness were you talking about with a weird fox thing? Because she said they saw a weird fox thing. Are you scrying on them or something?
As a meta rock falls from the sky and crushes the Ultros.
David's head just exploded. So
No.
I definitely didn't realize
Estrella's head explodes. All right.
No. Although technically she does see vision, so
you just
this
start
is the last
bleeding
vision
out of
she's
your eyes and your nose.
Weird vision to pop in on, though.
It's just a massive bird crushing her skull. It's weird. As you guys have this back and forth, Lyra and Brissa, you finally come upon what seems to be a ledge. You have now made it to the inside of the caldera volcano. And as you stand there, you have this little bit of an outcropping. It goes maybe some 8 feet past the actual exit of the tunnel that you just came out of. And you can see down below the lava just moving up and down. What's interesting about this is it seems to be almost like a side pocket, because when you remember circling above and looking down, the volcano was spewing active lava upwards. This seems to be bubbling and almost a pleasant, almost like a soup consistency down below. The heat.
Are there still whispers?
Oh yeah, the whispers are almost deafening as you stand upon this edge.
Are they coming from the lava? Or like from like off
or,
the ledge?
Or are they like
on it does seem to be from
I bet this is where we have to jump.
What?
Yeah. So we jump on 3.
Oh, already? We're not even gonna like prepare ourselves or anything? We're not gonna like take a couple deep breaths?
That's it, we just jump. I mean, what are we gonna do? Like,
you inhale the volcanic fumes.
Okay. And I'll just like grab Brissa's wrist.
Do you want me to pick you up? I get to pick you up and jump?
No. Let's just jump. Let's just get it over with. Just like rip it off like a band-aid.
Brissa jumps.
Nicholas Sparks. No. As you guys, hand in hand, jump off the ledge down towards the fire. The voices are a cacophony. Screaming, whispering, talking at the same time, accusing each other and you, crying, moaning. Desperation just hangs in the air. And as you guys jump over the edge here, I need you all, I'm gonna use it, Make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh God, no.
Okay.
No.
Nice.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Less nice.
Did she get Brissa's aura bonus?
That's true. She is right next to me. It's a +2.
I will use my fate dice because it seems like a good time.
Mark it off and then just roll a d20 for me.
Wait, do you mean your inspiration or your...
The fate inspiration.
+6
So
for
it's
19.
19, yeah.
You guys both jump over that. Madness starts to take a hold of your brains, trying to force themselves in. As Brissa, you tuck Lyra in close. Lyra, you wrap your wings around her as you guys are tumbling down. The voices get louder and louder, ever more piercing. You're starting to lose your very minds as you guys are screaming. You guys see that you're both opening your mouths. You're trying to scream for each other at the cacophony around you, but you cannot even hear your voices. Not even your own, inside of your own. And that is when you make contact with the lava. But immediately, the belt starts to glow hot red, Brissa. At the same time, the shuttle, Lyra, suddenly shoots outward, and you see a cocoon build itself around you and Brissa, taking in this red energy coming off of the belt and like a bullet into this thick light. Suddenly descend. You can see the inside of this cocoon, bright hot red. Immediately you are sweating huge rivulets as you're inside of this, protected. Sent. You feel the gravity pull down as the fate string are glowing hot against this, starting to cave in. More and more the cocoon trying to keep you guys safe, but starting to push in as you guys are pushed deeper and deeper into this embrace between the two of you. The cacophony of the voices are still screaming at you, but muffled now, past the lava, past the cocoon. And suddenly, feel the heat decrease slightly, and the bottom of the cocoon gets slightly darker as you begin to fall. Mid-air, tumbling. There's no lava, there's nothing. You guys are just falling. The lava around you is now hardening, and suddenly there's nothing that you can see past, not even coloration shining through. It is perfectly hardened. As you guys are just falling, you're like, shit. Impact. Lyra, you take your wings and you spread them wide as you lift pieces of this rock off of you guys. And suddenly, you stand upon what appears to be a familiar sight. A plain that extends as far as your eye can see. Burned, destroyed ground, completely without flora. You look upon the ravaged mountains, floating cities off in the distance, and you realize, Lyra, this is the place that you, Straya, had seen so long.
First, I don't want to alarm you, but we're dead and this is Hades.
But Lyra, as you're looking around, Brissa is kind of like already wide-eyed and kind of like tucks at your side, because Brissa, before you can see what appears to be a massive iron cage, inside of which is a haggard, the beautiful siren. She is manacled, shackled, held aloft in the middle of this cage, spread with each appendage. You can see there's wounds and scars that have built over her wrists and ankles. You can see that her wings must have been torn off and regrown and torn off and regrown and torn off and regrown 1,000,000 times as the bottom of the cage is littered with feathers and filigree bones of wings. However, the reason that you're tugging at Lyra is that you see a Cerberus, a three-headed dog with massive horns extending from each one of them. Suddenly move around. And when I say massive, this dog could go toe-to-toe with the Colossus in Mitros as it steps around. As it breathes out, you can see what seems to be fire licking at its maw. The three heads are considering each of you. And the siren weakly lifts her head. Seems to try to mouth something, her lips dry and chapped. The Cerberus now stands completely before the cage, looking down upon it. Its maw so wide it could eat both of you with a single swipe. As the center one speaks.
Why have you come?
As the other two sniffing. You see drool starting to drop down, and as it drops into the burned sands of Hades, it sizzles and burns the sand.
Are we dead?
Not yet.
I'm gonna put that tally on the side of Lida Thylea. That's one for us.
Alex, if you were talking, you're muted, bud.
Oh no, Chris would just be like, we come to break a curse? She wasn't talking quite yet. She was just a little nervous.
Yeah, we were sent here to undo the. Why do you look so angry now? You asked us why we were here.
They're just generally really trying to sell you.
Yeah, we got sent here by, I mean, it was a long line of people, but really the ending point was inside the volcano. So
we jumped into a lava of whispers of lava.
That
workshopping
was
is still
crazy.
It was a little crazy.
You have the blood of the traitor.
And one of the heads kind of seems to turn back to look upon the siren inside of the cage.
Just clarification. Does the siren look like me siren or like the people siren that Estrella saw?
The latter. But
okay,
as you look upon her, you can make out little similarities.
Cool. I guess I'm just also looking around for something related to Brissa.
You look around. Go to make me a perception check.
I'm not good at those, Dave.
You look around.
No, you're not.
And the only thing that stands out to you, Lyra, you see nothing. And I mean for miles, there's just nothing else. There's this massive cage, there's a siren that is spread eagle with these chains, and you have the Cerberus guy guarding her. But you look past the Cerberus and you look at her. And you wonder. I mean, Estrella looks the way she does. She doesn't have any horns that she has, shared with you. They might still exist. Little nubbins or something, who knows. But she is the offspring of a minotaur, and she still looks more like a nymph. Is it possible that this woman might be common progenitor.
She's the missing link. I'll just whisper to Brissa, probably a loud whisper because, we're in hell. Do you see a siren in there, or do you see something else in there?
No, but I see a dragon. Straight-faced.
Okay, only one of us is good at lying, Brissa. Come on, calm down.
Actually, now that you
There's a
mention
siren
that,
in there.
there is no Silo. You're standing there,
That was going to be my next question.
no Silo.
Oh, that's awkward. I do need to go back and find her.
We got 24 hours.
Yep. I guess we'll look towards the Cerberus and be like, I'm sorry?
Are you here to break the curse?
That's like the plan. Yeah, that was
Yes.
top of the agenda. Jump into volcano. We're past that point. Survive. We got that. Break the curse. That's where we're at.
Ignoring the witticisms. Turns towards
I'm nervous.
And you see a massive paw move and kind of undo a hook on the side of the cage and then lift it open, displacing massive amounts of sand and dirt to do so. It backs up and sits down back on its haunches as all three heads consider you.
You are the blood of the traitor. You must fell the killing strike, and your curse will be lifted.
I mean, I don't know where I'm fine. I'm probably, if that's what it takes, that's what it takes.
If that's what it takes, that's what it takes.
I mean, it's better than being trapped in a cage. Would you rather be trapped in a cage, or at peace somewhere else?
Do you want to murder one of our ancestors and not worry about the repercussions that might bring?
Do you have a different idea?
No, but I don't think we should just immediately jump to agreeing to what the giant demon dog says.
I mean, I think we should agree with the demon dog, and it could eat us in one bite.
Is there anything else we could do?
Are you asking the dog?
I don't know. Yeah. Like, I don't know, a fealty thing or like an oath thing. We're real into oaths.
Oaths.
And your line.
Oh, like don't have kids? That already was not in the plans.
Immediately. You were the last two. But you would have to kill your family.
Well, that's worse.
The traitor may survive. And then the curse can be broken as well.
Is there an option C?
The dogs
like
kind of consider each other as the third just says,
"It sounds like you're fishing."
I mean, is there like a not murder people of our bloodline option?
As all three dogs kind of have its almost hyena cackle. No other response.
What does Siren Girl doing? Is she just
She's weakly kind of lifting her head, but she is definitely looking at you.
We should ask her what she did, and then see, like, maybe she deserves it. Like, I mean, if she's a traitor, like, maybe, like, she killed, like, thousands of people, right? Then, you know, like, if it was escorted, I'd rather be over there. Like,
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
What if she's responsible for sinking the entire city of your home, of your people?
That's not likely. I think we know who did that, but that's
Maybe
fair.
She worked in conjunction with her, with Thylea.
Could be. Three-headed dog. What did she do that was so bad?
Ask her.
Okay. Could've just told me. Okay. So things are not looking great for you right now on the scale of things that we have to do right now.
So you step into the cage to speak with the siren.
I mean, I don't want to get in the cage. How big is the cage?
It's pretty sizable. Like, to the point where you could probably even climb out of it if you squeeze. Like, that's how big some of these, like, are.
Okay, I'll get in the cage.
I'll go with her, obviously.
You guys step up. It's
now we're in a team huddle.
The bones kind of crack with your feet as you move. The beautiful feathers kind of separate, and it's really the feathers, Lyra. Same kind of coloration, especially of the ends, that kind of give away. Like, it is very distinct for sirens, and oftentimes that's how lineages are tracked. It's like, you know, most humanoids have hair color, eye color, sure, and sometimes it turns out, you know, someone is bastard born, and then comes something more interesting out of that. But for sirens, it often is also the feathers.
Jesus, David.
Too thick? But as you all walk up towards her, her intense eyes do consider you. And you can see that she seems to still have just the remaining tatters of religious vestiges. It seems to be a depiction of long-weathered sun upon man, I forgot what the name for those is. The funny holy hats. Shit, they have a special name, and now it slipped my mind. They have a special name. Anyway, it's gonna come back to me. Absolutely.
Salter? Salter comes to mind.
Don't ask me. I don't know.
Visor, Unser, and something like that.
Salter? With a
No.
P? P-S? That's something to do with something.
Of course, it would be a word with a silent P.
A pterodactyl. And as you step up towards the siren, she looks down upon you, and her eyes meet first yours, Brissa, but then linger upon you, Lyra. As her voice cracks and breaks, clearly not having spoken actual language in. Well, you're not sure. Oh. How long is it? How long has it been?
Well, it is currently the year. I don't remember how they measure time. Hold on.
501 of the current era.
Current era, that's right. It's still CE. Okay.
And you can immediately tell that makes no sense to her, which means that she is older. Word.
I mean, I know a general time frame of when all of the siren stuff happened, right? Like, it's been thousands of years. Yeah. It's been thousands of years since the sirens fell.
In the city, did you find? And you can see her struggling. She's trying to think of it, name it, say the cities, but there's just nothing. Did you find it?
To be honest,
him?
I don't. Who? Coming in?
Veros. Did you find him?
No, I don't know who that is. I don't even know if the city still exists. I just assumed it was like way underwater.
Must be. Sidon sent his monster against us. As
Yeah, his
punishment.
monster Lutheria, right?
No. Thylea was there too, but it was Sidon. He sent Thylea, the maw of the sea, crushed the foundations of the city and sunk us. As punishment for my folly.
But what did you do?
Eros. It was pure light, grace. He taught me the way of the stars. He was a celestial. He helped me create the Promethean fire. We would create a new pantheon. With it, we would finally shed the chains of the Titans. But instead, it cost everything. Who are your gods now?
Well, Sidon and Lutheria are still around for now. And then there's Mitros and Valus and Petor and Vulcan
So you
and
succeeded.
Kyra. I mean, I didn't do anything. They have been here way before I got
But
here.
that is the wrong names. And there were 7. Are they the champions? The champions of our people?
None of them are sirens, if that's what you mean.
Nymphs? Centaurs? Surely they must still take that shape.
I mean, we think they used to be dragons, but no, technically right now they're just people.
What?
Just human people.
There's a dragon.
Girl, what? Like a...
It's only the most awesome creature in the world. But
No, dragons, no.
It's
This
like a
is all
big
wrong.
lizard.
No. I created the fire. I named it after myself. I wanted to give our people hope without the Titans. We failed.
We are still working on that, to be fair. Wait, so are you locked up in here because you made other gods? Is that...
Because we
Am
were
I-
going to. Veros, he taught me how to make the fire. With the fire of the stars, we would make new gods.
I'll just look up at the dog. Well, that doesn't seem fair. That, like, there's other gods right now. How are you going to punish someone for making gods when there's other gods still? That seems biased.
Look, this is just my eternity job. I don't make the calls here. You know, it's kind of, don't get mad at
I would like to
me.
speak to the Hades manager, please.
Yeah, well. As the siren speaks up again. It was because we dared to challenge them.
The Titans? That was my thought sound. What if we... If she's here because she was trying to challenge the Titans, and so they locked her up, what if we get rid of the Titans? Does that count?
But we're not going to get rid of the Titans. We're going to... every one of them, but not Simon.
I'm rethinking our deal.
But, I mean, we don't really know this. What is your name again? We didn't really catch it.
My name is Promethea.
Promethea.
Listen, like, we are in kind of a pickle here, a little bit. We are cursed because of the actions that you performed. And to break that curse, we have to, kill you, I guess, so to speak. Finally, instead of like living here.
Oh, well, that's true. If you want us to do it, I didn't even think about that.
Is that? Yeah, that is.
Please,
Yeah.
it has been so long. Please.
And she just starts becoming more. It's like, just outright begging.
Been there.
Do you know where we could find this fire that you created? I'm curious.
I'm saying that he sunk it too. She sunk everything. He watches the city, ascended, broke apart. It is all gone.
Ooh. Wow. I mean, I'm gonna be real honest with you. It still just doesn't feel like a good decision.
I think we have to, Lyra. So let's like pull out her spear. If you want, you could like look
Okay.
away while I do it.
Well, if we're killing her, it's not with Sidon spear.
Yeah, this is my normal spear. I decided spear is this one, but this is just my normal spear. That's when I have to throw, right? And I don't know if like when you do it, like we'd like instantly be teleported out of here and stuff. Like, I'm not gonna throw that one. I'm just going to just quickly, to be nice and quick. I promise.
Feels bad.
You want to look away. She, she wants this torture to be over. It looked like she was basically being tortured, her wings being plucked constantly. No one really wants that.
What if we kill the giant dog?
We can't kill the giant dog. Let's be honest. Sometimes you have to look at yourself and be like, can I do this? It's an introspection, right? That dog just deserves squitches, and that's all it deserves.
Do you think we're faster than the dog?
I definitely do not think we are faster than the dog. The dog is like the size of a giant statue. In one step, it will catch up with us no matter what we do. I think Promethea is ready for the end. I think we are here to give that to her.
I mean, to be fair, somewhere around here in this endless hellscape, there is a tunnel to the Fates. Just putting that out there.
I think we have to end it, Lyra. I think that is the correct call.
Do you have like a dagger or something?
No, I have a spear.
I lost my dagger. I have a scythe, but that seems a bit overkill.
I have a spear, and I have Sidon's bolt. That's better. That's all I really got. And I do feel like it would be a little awkward to use Sidon's bolt in this situation.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to take the spear.
What?
You step forward. Alrighty, stop her. Lara, I would say there's one more idea that comes to your head.
I have so many ideas, but all of them sound like we'll die.
It would involve a patron.
Yeah. I mean, I only have one way to talk to them.
The Fates are known for many things. Seeing and apparently meddling with the future.
And stupid bullshit choices that don't end well no matter what you do.
As well as sacrifice. Right?
God. I mean, I don't have a way to talk to them other than divination, so I guess I'll just I guess whatever Lyra thinks praying to the Fates would look like. I'll be like, oh, Brissa, hold on. Just like give me like 30 seconds. And if I can't come up with anything, then we'll kill her.
Okay.
And I'll just sit and grab Prometheus' hands and just close my eyes and be like, please, please, please help me get out of this without having to murder any more people.
It's not how this works. Sometimes, to craft a new future, to break the mountains of the past. My legacy lives in you. This is clearly the last insult that the Titans wanted to bear upon us. Make them pay. I will smile upon you from the afterlife.
And with her exhaustion, you see the siren just kind of like collapse. She's still breathing. They're short, labored breaths. She falls unconscious.
I will just kind of cradle her and just kind of try and pass any feelings of this isn't worth it. I'm sorry we have to do this. Hopefully we can make this up to you. And I technically, from the backstory that I took, not backstory, but like the background that I took, have just a small knife, like a little knife, and I'll just kind of wedge it underneath her rib cage and just go straight for the heart. Hopefully it's quick.
It is quick, and the skin is so paper thin, it's just no resistance. You find the heart immediately. as you feel shiver and quake almost immediately pass, and the body go limp, even more so in your grasp. And for a moment you can feel the fate strings surrounding you, flicking upon the body of Promethea. And like you had the opportunity with the Lotus Witch, the boar, you two can now give her a sacrifice, fates, if you so choose.
I mean, immediately I would start, so it would be up to Brissa whether or not she wanted it to happen.
Should we do like half decide on, since we're about to go like appease with him?
Absolutely fucking not.
Not how a sacrifice works.
This one is more for you. So you could do this one. You can decide.
Yeah, I'll just let the fate strings envelop her then.
As you pull a knife out, you have seen this little knife many a times. Used it when you were young, learned how to skin animals with this, and your father always told you that was passed down the generations. Your brother was supposed to get it, but he just never really
We know how that ended up.
handling knives. And as you look upon it, one of the reasons that your father loved this knife so very much, against better judgment, was that upon it you could see very subtly carved, beautiful city in its hilt, made out of ivory. And you now look upon this heirloom that had been handed down for at least a few generations, you thought, and you wonder whether this knife once belonged to Promethea. But as you look upon the wound in her chest, you can now see that the fate strings have been shooting out, enveloping her, almost like bandages, almost like mummifying her, pulling her together as she seems to lift. Suddenly, and as the body burns, Brissa, Lyra, both of you immediately suddenly feel a darkness lift off of you. Brissa, where your arm has been itching over the past weeks, even after the removal that had been done at the temple. You hadn't told anyone, kind of ignored it yourself, but you saw the same pattern starting to reform upon your forearm. Immediately, the skin feels fresh and cool, pale again. Lyra, henceforth, you get to decide whether you are happy or sad that day.
Well, now it's perpetual sadness.
As the fire burns up the last shreds of the fate strings, Cerberus has stood up, was ready to crush Lyra just repeatedly, but chose not. Instead, two of the heads are watching the fire as a third one looks behind you. And Brissa, as Lyra has this moment, you look and you suddenly see a fiery gate open up in an shape, fire licking upon the edges. But past that, you can see the stony black outcroppings of the island of Typhon. It appears Cerberus has opened a gate back home.
I guess I'll pick up, Lyra. If she's like unable to move, I don't know if she's
just
like
dead weight, just absolutely dead weight.
Like throw her over my shoulder, be like, all right, we're done here.
And as you step back through, you look back upon this place one more time as a second gate opens and the Cerberus steps through the second gate. I'll have both of you guys make me a perception check.
Why? Nobody in this group has any wisdom except for Estrella.
Well, there you go.
Brissa, I mean, you're looking the opposite way, but Lyra, you're simultaneously torn between the thick cake that is Brissa these days. But then as you kind of look up finally from that, God, get your mind out of the gutter, people. You look up and you can see into that second gate, and you swear you can see the cascading waterfalls of souls as the Cerberus is stepping towards the Nether Sea. Both gates close almost simultaneously. And you lot are once again upon the island.
I guess we should go back.
Yeah, it's easy enough, right? I mean, we're not in the cave anymore, right? Or are we outside?
You're outside of the entire volcano altogether.
All right. It's been too long. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna see where they're at.
As you see Thylea kind of like fly towards the ship, Yanni is starting to focus in, and you see the outside of the island suddenly through Brissa's eyes.
They're not even underground.
Yanni! Daphne!
Actually, I'm deaf while I'm in this thing.
Estrella!
As you see the dragon kind of just...
They jumped into the volcano. They're in the fire now. I tried to follow, but I don't know. They were just gone so fast.
Poor thing. They had
Also,
they
there's
meant
a
to
really
go there.
fat, ugly fox man. And it likes to eat
Oh.
dragons.
Oh no, we can't have that.
Yeah, so they're back. Sila, what are you doing here?
Go on, Yanni.
They're on the surface. I just was looking through Brissa's eyes.
What?
Yeah, they're.
And
I
she
mean, as
immediately
far as I know, they.
starts to fly off.
Okay,
I mean, Estrella is intently looking still, leaning over the side of the boat. Does she see them? Does she see the hell gate open? Them casually step out? Okay.
But after some time, and as the sun is setting, Brissa, Lyra, you ultimately make it back towards the ship. An overjoyed Thylea is nuzzling you, Brissa, happy that you didn't perish inside of the lava. What do Brissa and Lyra look like outwardly? How would you describe the emotional display upon faces? Postures.
Emotional damage?
Right. I was actually already thinking about this. Obviously she's like crushed, like distraught. Which is obviously like a typical state of being for her, but this is like extreme levels of this is fucked up. None of this is worth it. Why does this keep happening? But also when they made it to the boat, as soon as she saw Estrella, I feel like Estrella would probably have a decent enough insight to see some deep rage, but not directed at her specifically. Just in relation to her.
It's a cone of rage rather than a targeted rage.
Like, I feel like Estrella and Lyra have been friends long enough, and our bond has gotten connected enough that she would know that Lyra is not mad at her, but she is definitely absolutely furious about something related to her.
Well, first of all, when Estrella sees, she like runs out to meet them. Oh my god, I knew you were going to be fine. You were fine. Did you use your spear? Asking for no specific reason. And she like goes to hug Lyra. And then she goes, "Are you alright? What happened?"
A lot.
There's liquor, I hear, in the bottom of the boat. Maybe you should have some liquor.
Yeah, I'll just start heading down into this boat.
As you head
Daphne's
towards
just coming up with 2 glasses. Sorry.
As you kind of like come up, you're about to meet Lara, as suddenly there's a popping noise and you suddenly see, and Yanni, this is a familiar sound to you, the popping magical displacement of a teleportation spell. Suddenly appearing upon the deck are Chandris, your familiar blue-skinned tiefling, as well as a handsome but somewhat solemn-looking elven man. Oh, well, you're going to absolutely love them. Light of Thylea, Chandris kind of speaks out. I have brought someone who is going to represent Mitros during your summit tomorrow. I'm reading the ship and things are weird, right? I'm not misreading that, right? Things are weird. Estrella, tell me, things are weird?
It's fine. It'll be fine.
If he has any relation to us, he's probably gonna die.
To be fair, when aren't they weird?
Well, this is the Light of Thylea. Like I said, fun bunch. This is Argenti. He is a great scholar of many things, and knows things and negotiates very well.
Thank you, Chandris. I appreciate the introduction. However, I think I can introduce myself.
Sure.
Argenti. No, that's very unnecessary, but I appreciate the enthusiasm. You've been wonderful so far.
Of course.
It's a pleasure to meet everyone. Is this a bad time?
Yes.
Apparently.
It's fine.
Oh, well, in that case, I suppose we should just leave. Chandris, maybe come back tomorrow?
It's not a bad time.
Oh.
You're so welcome. We are so happy to see you.
I appreciate that.
You're supposed to stay here. Caster specifically paid me for that. So, you have fun here. I'm going to keep doing what they pay me to do.
All right.
I don't like awkward parties, so I'm going to go now. Estrella, super good to see you. You look fabulous. You don't even look burnt. You went into the volcano. Wonderful. You didn't do anything.
I didn't go into the volcano.
Oh, good,
just
good.
Brisa. And
Brisa, you look strong. Lyra? Yep. Well, with that, I'm going to say goodbye now. Very nice seeing everyone. The deliveries are going very well. I met some interesting people on the island. They started smashing some of the statues, saying something about Hexia and how they hated it, and the people probably are all bad anyway. And then other people fought them, saying, no, these are real people. So anyway, we're figuring it out. Don't worry, I can negotiate so well. Okay, bye! And suddenly just teleports off.
That's probably not good.
He's an interesting character.
So you guys are working with him now?
We are. He's,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
We've got him doing the menial labor.
Oh, okay.
He's rescuing a bunch of people from Hexia's lair. Yeah, some people, I guess it sounds like some of them were destroyed.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to intrude. However, I did just hear somebody fell into a volcano. Are they all right? Do you require healing? That's a very unique.
Technically, we jump.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Are you okay? Is life getting you down at the moment?
I'm fine. I think Lyra's a little bit upset. She needs some time.
Oh, in that case,
maybe you can tell us what happened when you jumped into the volcano.
Yeah, so long story short, we went to the volcano. There was a really fat fox thing that was just like eating bones and everything. And then the fates actually like came and brought us like a giant hunk of meat. And then it let us go safely, which is nice. We stuck past. We jumped into some lava. And then our items protected us from the lava. And then on the other side was a giant Cerberus. And then a what our ancestor. I think it was Lyra's ancestor. I don't think it was really related to me. But so Lyra's ancestor was over there, and it sounds like she was kind of basically imprisoned by Sidon and Lutheria because she tried to overthrow the gods. Basically, it sounds like a long time ago, and Sidon and so then our duty was to kill her to break the curse, and so Lyra did the deed, and then that was really the sum of it. There's some minor details that are probably missing, but
it does seem I've come in at a bad time. I think I'm gonna just go. It's been a strange.
There's not going to be a better time. You may as well hang around.
maybe that's fair.
No, I mean really. I can just go. Do you have a cabin for me? I don't even know if you've been told that I'm to be joining you.
Nope, news to us.
Oh, wonderful! Everybody's really on top of things lately.
Nobody's.
You can stay with me in my cabin.
There you go.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Sure. You're welcome.
Perfect. And I'm sorry. I do know that you are the famed Light of Thylea, so it's a pleasure to meet you. Judging by your dragon there, I assume that you are Brissa.
Yes. I'm Brissa. This is Sila.
She stretches.
Wow.
It's wide.
Perfect. And I have heard of Yanni and Lyra and Estrella too, of course. I'm afraid I'm not familiar with this one. Is
I'm
Bullbug.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry.
Oh.
No.
Not
were
part
you-
of Light of
Sorry,
Thylea.
who were you?
She
This
is though. Oh, you were talking about
No.
Daphne here, and he kind of like tousles your head.
Oh.
God, spoke.
it's a pleasure to meet you. Are you a friend of theirs, or are you also officially a part of the Light?
I think
I
we're
was-
friends.
Well, that's good. That's great.
I took the oath. But yeah,
Oh.
I'm kind of a newbie as well. So
Oh.
if you have any questions, you can ask me. I can also.
Oh.
I have wine. If that makes you more comfortable, I
Oh,
can go
wine
get
is-
some wine.
It's always fantastic.
Okay,
Yes.
fantastic. Wonderful.
Love me some wine. All right. Well, I'm supposed to be assisting you. I'm an expert in a few things, and
Like what?
I'm not really sure what else.
What are you good at? What do you know?
Well, I know a great many things.
Like.
Well, I am I'm well studied in Geigen history. I'm an anthropologist of a sort. I focus on cultures, and I suppose that's the extent of it. I don't know. Perhaps you've read some of my books, or perhaps my husband, Matteo Di Gladio.
Yanni, that name does ring a bell now after the fact, because it was Matteo and his husband who discovered the island of Yonder and the library of the Geigens there. After you visited the island, you realized you did more research on it, and now suddenly it clicks together. Hold up. But that was like a century and a half ago.
And Island of Yonder.
Yes. Thank you. One of our most famous works. Thank you.
Yeah, we've already been there.
How old are you?
Well, never tell. It's impolite to ask such a question.
That's true.
I mean,
I read about that in my scroll.
Oh, incredible. I'd like to see the scroll sometime.
I thought that was the first question you ask. You never know with, like, people. Like, sometimes they look like, like they're 20, and then sometimes they're actually like 2,000.
Well, I'm old enough to probably be your parents many times over.
Other than maybe the Titans, who have you met that's 2,000 years old?
It is a bit of a sarcasm. Maybe not 2,000, maybe like 200, like...
Yeah, I mean,
yes. It's been time. I've been around for a while. I mean, although that doesn't really mean anything in the scholarly world, it just depends on how much you know.
You look like an elf. I'm guessing you're an elf, or you've got a good disguise.
Thank
Johnny,
you.
you can't just tell people they look like an elf.
Hey! We do not live in a woke world yet, okay? Anyway.
Well spotted. I am indeed an elf. I'm impressed. Your perception's incredible.
I know elves can live quite a while.
Yes.
I know at least one who was around before the Oath of Peace and is still around today.
And who is that one? That
would be Aesop.
Oh, yes, my good friend. Yes, we go way back. We meet each other for tea every once in a while.
I'm just curious, were you around during the war and before the Oath of Peace?
Oh, yes, unfortunately. Yes.
I may need to pick your brain later.
Perfect. All right. I love a good conversation between philosophers. Well,
did they say why we need an anthropologist?
Well, it's mostly to lend my expertise, and I'm not going to beat around the bush because I've heard many things about you, and the council does also want to make sure that their interests are being met, as it were, amongst your group. There we are. All truths are told. Nothing else to worry about.
I am somehow surprised. Okay.
Well,
cool.
I suppose I shall get to studying, or I could also hear more about this volcano venture. It sounds quite interesting. I can't believe you dropped into a volcano and you're still alive. That's incredible. What kind of magic did you use?
You have the items on you, right?
Yeah. I'll just pull some fate strings out of the shuttle.
Interesting. What are those?
Fate strings, the usual.
The usual, interesting. All right. I'll also have to pick your brain later about that.
Lyra, I'm certainly not an expert, on people. But it seems like you're like a little upset. Are you all right?
Well, I just had to kill my ancestor from thousands of years ago that lived in the time that the sirens were still, above the water in their own city.
You did?
So I've been better. Thanks. I also found out it was your grandfather that did it. So we're going to have to talk about that later.
Minos' dad? Sorry. I tried to add a little levity.
Because of the paternal line, I get it.
Don't you mean Luteria? Luteria really sucks. No?
Yeah, she does. She was there. Yeah, she was there. Definitely there. But no, the giant maw tentacle beast that sunk the city was set free to wreak havoc by Sidon. So
we did already know that.
Did we?
Yeah, we knew it was from Sidon.
I did not know that. I'm just gonna look at Brissa.
Could have sworn we didn't know that.
Estrella saw it in her vision, and she kind of, I think if I remember correctly, kind of chose to kind of leave some details out of it.
Yeah, it was very much a lie by omission.
To be fair, it wasn't like Sidon was like, I'm Sidon and I'm singing this. It was just, he was, it was a vibe. Or it was more of a vibe. than Sidon being there, actually doing something.
That was an excellent impression of Sidon. Congratulations. Are you a bard of some kind?
I am, well, no. But I've met him, before.
Oh. Interesting.
And Lyra, that was like thousands of years ago, right? He's turning over a new leaf. We're starting fresh, right? So I think we have to let bygones be bygones, right? And
Of course. The slaughter of millions. You can always, bygones be bygones. Just like the lives of many people. Right?
I do think people can change, but did she say why? Why did allegedly? Right? Because this is one.
Right. It's all hearsay, really, at this point.
Because she was trying to make more gods. That is why. She was creating something called the Promethean fire.
Yeah, that's true. My ancestor created fire that can turn people into gods or create new gods. Still haven't really figured that part out.
Does that mean anything to me? Promethean fire?
No. You have never heard of Promethean fire before.
Have I ever
lining? Oh, go ahead.
Overhearing the conversation?
Argenti, the thing that you would know that has vexed scholars for years. No, you know nothing about the Promethean fire, but you do know that all names, all records of the city have missing. A city as important as the city of the Sirens, which arguably was even more grand than the Geigen Empire, from what you've been able to exhume and find over the years. There should be a name reference at least. And the theory that scholars came up with over the years was just that in her anger, Lutheria struck the name from the records, literally erasing the name from existence.
No.
So, with that in mind, Promethean fire might be something like that. Or maybe it was such a recent development within the city's history that it was just not recorded yet, at least for posterity.
Silver lining, though, if we find the city, the fire is probably still there.
It's probably under the water somewhere, but I will note, Sidon could have just been doing it because, like Lutheria asked, right? He could have been doing it being a good husband, right? So just saying, right? Like you can't entirely blame him right away, right? And
hey, honey, could you just sink the city? Oh, but I'm in the middle of making a people. That is not as important. You always put me in the back burner. Fine, I don't want to have another argument. Flips an island.
Notice how much he sounds like Bulldog.
I mean, he just lets the dog out, right? Really, it's like, hey, go
with my bird carrier.
Go get the island.
To answer your question, Estrella, no. She didn't know who the gods were when I told her about them. So, if she was trying to make gods, she either failed before she was, cursed and imprisoned for eternity in Hades. Or they died, maybe, and we just don't know about them. I mean, we keep learning about new gods, so that's definitely an option on the table.
Right, so you rule a kingdom, right? And you find out that someone is trying to usurp you. It's sort of not that crazy that they punished. I know, I'm not saying it was right at all. I'm just saying that it's sort of, politically speaking. I look at Daphne, realize that's probably not the best. I look at Yanni.
I'm not mad at you, Estrella, just to put that out there. But I can be. So.
go to my room? It was a pleasure. He doesn't even know where his room is, but he's gonna go there.
I'll go help. I need to get you that glass of wine still anyway, so yeah, let's both just newbies unite.
You know what? It's all good.
I think if we just make peace, it'll be all good. What's like 2 or 3 days, it'll be fine.
Kind of where I'm at.
I just gotta process. I just gotta unwind, process, decide if I'm gonna kill your grandfather. It's all just gonna be a process.
I mean, I will say that like we didn't really like. It's not like we knew her, right? It's like one of those things. It's like you're probably barely even related. Like like over the generations, right? Things change and everything. So, I think in the end, right? Like we gave her peace, right? And that's what matters. Like yes, she suffered a little bit, but it sounds like she might have suffered at the hands of Lutheria and not really at the hands of Sidon, right? So. I think your anger should not be directed towards Sidon, but towards Lutheria. And
So how did
we do already plan on killing her.
how did they imprison her in the bottom of a volcano?
It
And what?
It was in Hades, actually. It's just like a teleportation to Hades, it sounds like, somehow. But so we got teleported to Hades, and she was just in a cage, like, I guess in theory, like a bird cage, but.
Sidon has the power to send someone to Hades?
No, the volcano did, but the Lutheria does. So.
Oh. Did we already know that? Is that is that knowledge that everybody just knows?
No, it's just that's a new thing that you guys see in the portfolio of the gods.
Wait, Hades, like we saw when we looked in the.
Yep, the same one. Mm-hmm. And that's already bad, but also she was super emaciated. Her wings were repeatedly getting torn off and regrowing and torn off and regrowing. Just chef's kiss to the person who came up with that torture.
Which is Lutheria.
Which is both of them.
Bet it was Lutheria. I had to place money on it.
I mean, to be fair, if I'd been married to her for pretty much any amount of time, I'd probably randomly kill whole civilizations just to vent. So, I'm going to blame it on her.
Sorry, Lyra. I'm sorry.
Me too. And I walk downstairs.
Daphne, as you take your Genty over to the side and kind of get them towards the galley, introduce them to some of the sailors, they kind of look upon this very ivory tower, scholarly looking philosopher, just kind of like, it's like, oh, who is this now? But as you kind of sit down and you pour out some of this nice historian wine, the newbies are at a table. What do you guys say to each other?
I'm actually a fan of your work. It always
Oh, really?
It's fascinating stuff. Well, I mean, my dad always read some of your work. Put me to sleep really quick. I don't mean that as an offense, though.
No.
Nice.
It's completely fine. When Matteo would talk about his work, often I would fall asleep. It's soothing to hear about the Geigans and how they were so well made, I guess. But it is rather dull sometimes. Yes, I agree.
Kinda, yeah, but I mean, it's still fascinating stuff. I mean, I can't really fathom a lot of it, but really
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
What was your father's name?
Oh, you probably don't know him.
Oh
It's all
no,
good.
of course not. I would just like to, put a name to a face in my head. But it is completely fine. I will not push you for details on your life.
I my mom always called him Addy, but I don't think that was his name. I always knew him as Dad. I didn't really.
Well,
I
yes.
mean, he's a scholar back in Mitros, so I don't know if
Oh,
you
really?
would ever had run into him. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's possible. It's quite possible. I mean, I have done many.
Oh.
Shit, a keynote. What's the fancy word for keynote? I have done many a keynote in my day. Yeah. In my day, yeah, TED Talk. It's possible. I could have met him.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? So are you? I guess who sent you to be here?
Oh, that would be the council. Really, it's mostly who it was.
That sounds so ominous, though. The council. I mean.
Well, yes. Oh my god, do they go under another name, David?
I mean, it would be by the order of King Acastus.
Yes, the council. That's and the order of King Acastus. Yes.
Oh.
If we're being completely transparent, I don't see a need to lie. I would never do that.
I wasn't going to accuse you of that. Now suddenly I'm worried.
I'm sorry. Yes. I'm not usually very good in social settings. I usually find
that's actually fine. I found this. I got this scroll a while back for my birthday.
You did?
It pulls out like the social 101 scroll. I just finished reading all this. It really helped. If you want to have it, yeah.
Oh, I would love
it.
that.
It helped a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I didn't even really get a chance to bring any of my books, so I would love to use this. Yes.
Yeah, by all means. I
Thank
do
you for passing it
apologize
on.
for one of the wine stains, but I did read that chapter a lot, so I can tell you what it's supposed to say.
Oh, which one is it? Which one is it?
You just like unravel the scroll and there's just like a whole like plot. Like,
whoa. All right.
I apologize.
That's completely fine. I mean, they can always be remade.
Yeah, I don't know. I have the mending spell, but it didn't work for getting the stains removed. I don't know the other spell for but yeah.
Oh. All right.
So.
I'm gonna try the mending spell myself.
You slowly start to mend kind of like some of the frayed pieces of it, but sadly it doesn't really restore any of the words that are lost.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, I apologize.
No. When I get to that part, you can just let me know.
Yeah, of course.
But on a more important sort of matter, how long have you been with the light of Thylea?
I mean, Vulcan dropped me off in the ship.
I'm sorry.
And then.
Oh, wait. Who dropped you off? I think I might have missed that part as well.
Vulcan. I guess Grandpa. Florida. I don't.
You're kidding, right? It's your grandfather, of course. Yes.
Yeah. Real dad is Pete. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. You're actually not kidding. This is a very serious statement you're making.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You want some more wine?
Sure.
Anyways, yeah, sure. Let me get that. This is actually from my mom's vineyard.
Oh, and let me guess. Your mother's like Valis or something, right?
Oh no. She's just a well-known gladiator. So it's fine. Let's see. So he dropped me off in the ship, and I think I was there for about 3 days or something. And then he teleported me back. And so now I'm here with the group, and I think I've only been here for a week. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right. Time certainly flies. You seem so familiar with them.
Actually, they're a good bunch. I know you came in at a really awkward time. I did too, actually.
Great.
They're a good group. I'm sure if you're trying to get on Lyra's good side, just tell her your tragic backstory. If you have any kind of tragedy, just tell her. She'll warm right up to you. She's still trying to get mine.
And there's just like a
really
haunted, like, long stare for a second. It's like, oh, interesting.
I feel like Daphne just reflects it back, like, like.
I'm walking.
Eye contact.
I'm walking down the stairs.
Oh,
Tragic backstory.
did I hear a tragic backstory?
Bruce is really great. Of course, Dragon's so cute. Love her.
Yes, a golden dragon to boot.
Yeah,
That's
she's
so
beautiful.
incredible. Yes, I would. I'm very intrigued by such a phenomenon.
She's so sweet. She's so sweet too. If you just scratch just one part of her chin just right, she's so happy.
Oh yes.
Yanni, I can't really get a peen on yet, but he seems like nice folks. Very, very smart. Very, very smart. Does a lot of research, so I'm sure you guys can get together
wonderful.
on that.
Yes.
And Estrella also very smart. Just an amazing oracle. So
An oracle.
I think she is. She's related to him. I don't quite remember.
Well, that's incredible.
She does this really cool fate thing. It's you should see it. Honestly, the spells that she casts are really cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I've really only ever heard mostly the names and the deeds of the Light of Thylea. I'm not really entirely super familiar with the individual abilities, so this is rather incredible. The fates, I saw fate strings today. That was something new. I don't think I've ever seen those.
Yeah, it's trippy.
And are we actually sure that they're fate strings? It's just not like a weird sort of ploy, like to get people to think that like this is like they're actually fate strings, like for real.
I think.
Because if they are, I mean, it's totally fine. But if they're not, like, I'd really like to know so I can make sure. Oh yes, Lyra's
Lara, you enter the conversation.
Hey, do you want a drink?
I hold out my other hand.
Okay.
Well, everyone seems really fun, so this is great. This is a toast to the Light of Thylea, I suppose.
I'll drink to that.
I down them
both. Oh, whoa. Getting crazy over here. Whoa.
I think the rest of y'all.
You seem great.
At one point or another, end up joining in as well. As you guys see, Lyra is getting deep into the cups. Hopefully that will improve her mood somewhat. As you guys are now all around the table. Just to make sure that, poor Jason is not also kind of left reeling with details in the world. It turns out it was a Castus. A Castus sent Argenti. As Argenti, you kind of like start to pass on the message. Acastus is looking for a council to put together for the fate of Regia. And it turns out that Argenti, who has lived in Regia for centuries at this point, is a resource that they had already started to kind of tap in order to give more information about the Dragonlords, because as it turns out, Argenti is one of the foremost scholars upon the Dragonlord. So as that kind of comes out and you guys are getting deeper and deeper into the cups, you guys can assume everybody's starting to get a little bit more tipsy. Versa, it's maybe affecting you the least. Lyra, you're getting sloshed. Yanni, I don't know, maybe you hold back to keep your wits about you. But as you guys are kind of getting deeper into the cups, you do know that this next day is going to be the summit. As the topic ultimately turns towards that, Argenti, one of the things that the king had told you before you took off with Chandra's was to be there, to observe, to ensure the interests of Arisia as you see them best are represented at the summit as well. And that whatever decision for Arisia to be made was going to be one that could be representative for the beneficial future of Arisia.
Very good. Yeah, I'll relay that, of course.
Well, if you're coming with us, you're gonna have to swear an oath.
Oh, I don't typically swear oaths, but thank you.
Yeah, I didn't either until I joined this group.
Kind of the whole deal, or else we'll get teleported where we're going and you'll be stuck on the ship.
Oh. Well, that really wasn't in the job description.
I know it's a little inconvenient.
It's just a pretty standard oath of friendship. It's the other oaths that it'll bind you to that are probably what are gonna annoy you. But
if the ship sinks, we all die. Oh, that's in the oath.
If Sidon attacks Astoria while we're attacking Arisia, we have to go back and help Astoria.
Oh. Well.
You have to love dragons as well. It's in there somewhere.
No, that one's a personal one.
Well, I mean, I as a scholar on, most things dragon and also other things related, but yes, it is. I love dragons, to say.
Nice, yeah. We have to kill Queen Helen.
Oh, we do. We have to kill Queen Helen.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, all right. Yeah. That sounds ambitious.
We have way in. It will be fine.
I'm sure. Everything will be just fine.
I think those are the big ones.
yeah,
While this is happening, Estrella is just like putting butter on bread and cheese and like offering it to Lyra. Like, are you hungry? You've been through a lot. You could eat this, and like just anything she can think of in the room to like offer it to her. She's like just randomly in the middle of all this.
Rope.
Oh.
A plank.
Is any of it birdseed?
Absolutely not. Nope. That's not funny.
Yeah, it's not.
I think she's definitely drunk enough that she's moved from anger and despair to apathy. So it's tame for now.
I always pictured Lyra as more of a sappy, kind of mopey drunk.
It depends on how she started drinking, how she was when she started drinking.
That tracks.
And is it a bunch of tequila? Because that obviously can have a bunch of impact on that. Oh.
That's true. That's true. I don't know what Lyra's drink of choice would be necessarily.
Well, I mean, if we want to stick with the whole bird food concept, it would be mezcal with the worm. But
oh, that's true. That's true. It definitely is the worm, and she eats the worm every time.
Argenti is just kind of slightly horrified, like just like, oh, I thought that was for decoration.
not the rest of us.
I
would say you get used to it.
You probably never really do.
No.
Do we have a ring for him? How many rings do we have? I look at Brissa.
We have 6. We still need to find a ley line though. We to dip them all in.
Oh right.
Let's let that count it as a ley line.
Oh right, the ley line.
I mean, we did just jump into a magical portal, so I don't know if that was like secretly a ley line.
Your group is full of so many complexities. I'm so interested.
I want to say something about ley lines around here, but
I mean, we can look. We're already here. It's not like we have to go anywhere. Sidon will bring us to the tower.
Yanni, are these magical now? Is like give them a ring to see if they're magical?
I hand out. I just.
Well, okay. It's got to give me about 10 minutes.
Is Sidon personally bringing us to
Detect magic, sure, why not?
Is Sidon personally bringing us to the tower?
Yeah.
Right.
He's gonna like teleport us.
Yeah, it's gonna be like send a thunderbolt down, or let's like touch it all at once somehow, maybe something along those lines. You know, it
sounds extra enough for him. Yeah, there probably will be like a static lightning bolt that we all have to grab onto.
I see why the king wanted me there then. I understand that now.
Bear like slowly takes off the crown thing she's wearing that's got the Eye of Sidon on it. And just like it's in her lap.
Do I notice? I have to know.
Yeah, for sure, because it looks it's like a
She's
laurel
been wearing it the whole time.
with a huge Eye of Sidon in it.
He just gives you like some really like side eye like like watching you take it off. Just like, oh. What are you so ashamed about?
Oh, it was hurting my head.
Oh.
So what? You know?
Yanni, as your detect magic goes off, this entire island glows like Christmas lights, as far as you can see. I mean, it's really just 60 feet. Overall, there's intense potency here.
But the rings aren't any different at this point?
It seems like there's something that needs to be done to them.
It looks like whatever you did wasn't enough, but I think we're pretty close to the right place.
Do you know what to do with them?
Yeah, we probably all have to be there.
I think we're supposed to like dip them in the ley line, right?
But where is the ley line? Do you know? Is this entire place the ley line?
Are ley lines tangible?
I'm gonna go with no and not exactly.
Like, do we just like put them in the air and then like some like super being comes out of it? Like it's a combination of all the elements.
Do we all just name a different element and then suddenly they're magical and?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I dibs on fire.
Would Daphne have an inkling at all? Considering, what should have happened.
Make me a smithing check with intelligence.
Oh boy. Sure.
Hey, Kent, do you know anything about ley lines?
Oh, do I know anything about ley lines?
Make me an Arcana check.
Okay. Cool. Oh man, why didn't I? Yeah.
I'm just gonna give you that roll, David, because I'm not seeing smithing.
Are you proficient with smithing tools?
She should be, yeah, but not on this character sheet.
Oh. Yeah, then just make me an int check and add +4.
Okay.
Oh,
I see 19.
19.
So it's been a long time since Vulcan mentioned it, but he did mention that if these idiots ever were to come to the Mithril Alliance, that is one of the ley lines where they could charge these rings that he had. And one thing that he mentioned during that, in Argentina, you have no idea. You remember that the Dragonlords had rings of friendship, but you don't remember how those were charged. Daphne, you're pretty sure, yeah, it's kind of a physical ground-based manifestation of the weave, but you just have to be generally within it's almost like the line, just like depending on you just have to be within almost like this imagination of a beam that goes upward from it, bathing in it, and then formulate your intent, and then it becomes all magic. In mechanical terms, you choose something that could be group buff that then will be shared amongst you all, as long as you're within a certain distance with one another, or if you want to have the ability to communicate with one another over long distances, those kind of things could be imbued into that. It has limits, but it is possible.
And we just pick one, or
like no group wish spell benefit. Well, you can find one ring that has like 4 wishes in it.
It's a monkey paw.
So we
They
just
always
need
are.
to find this pillar of energy then?
Yeah, I guess so.
It's more of a. I mean, it's a line, so I would think it would be more like a wall, maybe, than a pillar.
It could be or a pillar. It depends. I mean, gods.
Wouldn't that just be a lay spot?
It could be a line. You take a rope, and it's still a line. Just because it's not this way does not mean it's not.
I mean, I guess.
Are you suggesting that it goes
of it like lines on a
into
map?
the earth? Yes.
I don't know. Look,
Well.
this is stuff Vulcan told me a while back, and I was half listening because he gets on these rambles as he's like trying to teach you smithing. It's a lot.
Did you listen to the part where he told you how to find it?
No.
You're pretty sure that you are within the vicinity as you're this close to the island. So you are probably already basking with it. Yanni's like being able to sense that there's a lot of energy here seems to already confirm.
Well, before we do anything, and I just tap Argenti on the forehead, you have to make an oath.
Are you finished?
I do it one more time.
Dear gods.
Sorry, she's a little direct sometimes.
It's absolutely fine. I just prefer you don't touch me with unwashed fingers, but that's all right. So it's totally fine.
Oh, when was the last time you washed your hands?
Probably 5 minutes ago.
We've been down here for quite a while, and I don't think I saw you do that. So
You
he
know
pulls
what?
out a little
Prestidigitation for
wet
everybody.
nappy. Oh yeah, prestidigitation. I forgot there's magic in this world. Yeah.
There, now we're all clean.
Trey just refills Lyra's drink nervously.
Well, sounds like you guys have a plan with your rings. I suppose I can come along.
It's an oaths only thing, actually. Sorry.
All right. Well, it seems I'm not going to get out of it. I've already considered that much. So
Yeah, it's pretty much mandatory.
all right. How do I do this? I've never taken an oath before.
Really?
No.
You're hundreds of years old and you've never had to take an oath? You are lucky. You are so lucky.
Don't worry, I'll make you take 5. And give it a few months.
So sorry that streak ends now.
Well, lucky is certainly an adjective to use, isn't it? All right. How does this happen? What happens?
I don't remember the specifics of the oath at this point because that's been a long time ago. But
I'm sure we have it written down
make
somewhere.
Argenti swear the oath of friendship.
It's something along the lines of we're all best friends and we'll share all of our fame, but also all of our hardship.
Perfect pitch. We're all in this together, and the entire song. That is the.
Don't do this to me.
But as you swear the oath, you can feel the bindings of it upon your very being, your very soul. You think that makes you feel?
Very uncomfortable, considering things that have happened, events in Argenti's life that makes him very uncomfortable. But he lets it pass. Thank you for that. Now.
You are so welcome. Welcome to the group. We are so very happy to have you here with us. Usually we're a lot more fun than this. It's kind of like a bummer time you came in, but normally we are super fun. And we make a lot of jokes, right? And
I haven't heard one since I've been here. Interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of what I meant. We are a little bit of a bummer mood, or maybe tired, but tomorrow...
Oh, yes.
So many jokes, I promise. We are really funny.
Good. I love humor is really good. It's hilarious. Yes.
Yeah, I could tell you're really funny too.
Sure.
Probably. Really
Go for
too.
it. Go for it.
Yeah. Huh?
Right now. I want to hear one.
No. I'm not funny, you see, but Yanni's funny.
I have my moments.
I look at Yanni. I'd love to hear one. I take another big sip. I'd love to hear it.
Ooh,
God.
being on the spot.
No pressure.
Let's see. I guess it's not really in vogue to tell jokes about the Titans anymore. Let's see.
To buy Damon some extra time one time, I made my players run up against these little demons that could cast hideous laughter. And of course, every single time that they did that, I looked up the worst puns you could possibly do. And it didn't even matter if the players made the save or didn't make the save. The groans themselves were worth it.
For a while, I was super into the anti-jokes, the jokes that are just literal. I just thought they were hilarious for some reason for a while.
I feel that. Vibes for sure.
I just I would look them up and it was the best. And some of them still make me laugh, but then I look back and I'm like,
oh, is that like the Vine? Road work ahead? Sure hope it does.
No. It's the ones that what's brown and looks like a stick? A stick. That's an anti-joke.
Oh my god. Does Yanni's forehead usually have a vein that pulses so severely? I think that's a problem.
Usually it's only when somebody opens negotiations with, threats of intent to kill spouses and things like that.
Oh,
but
yes.
Yeah, I just wasn't prepared.
Yep.
How about how do you know how much a fish weighs?
You put it on a scale.
Well, it comes with a scale. That's how. Or it comes with scales.
Oh,
it comes with scales. Yeah,
that's
not my best work.
That's really good. Can I have another one of those drinks, please?
Yeah,
I might have had too many.
Wow,
already.
we're actually kind of running. Oh, Mom only sent me one.
Do we need to break into the horn? Maybe.
I'm sorry. break into a
absolutely.
horn?
I pull out the horn of Belmitria from the bag of holding.
Ooh.
You don't want to do that. You're gonna have serious drips.
You see this artifact suddenly be siren handled, just pulled out of a bag of holding, kind of set down.
Whoa.
A horn that once belonged to Belmitria herself, pulled out like a mere drinking input. How do you think that makes
wine, please?
Oh.
Yeah, sure.
That's rather impressive. However, is it a little inappropriate to be telling jokes when such bad things have happened? I just sobered up for a half a second, and now I'm not so sure that things are funny anymore. I don't know.
You got to find the humor where you can. It's how you stay sane.
Right.
It's called unhealthy coping mechanisms.
Right. Or we could talk about it, talk about our feelings.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good on that one.
That's
Wow,
a really good joke. See, you are funny. You silly thing, you. I knew you had it in you.
All right.
Oh no.
If you guys want to dip into the horn, I'll trip sit this time.
Yo, what?
I'm going to pass.
I immediately slosh up a cup of Belmitria horn wine.
What?
All right, I'll take it.
What? I'll try it. I don't know why this is any different. It's just all wine, right?
Sure.
Yep.
Just
What does it taste like? I have
brace
to know.
yourself.
Well, it tastes like the finest red wine.
Mushroom tea.
Ooh.
It does
This
taste delicious. That is probably the
excellent.
best wine you have ever had. And then you start getting a little sleepy, Urgent.
I think it's high time I went to the
and Argenti passes
the bed
over onto the table.
I'm sorry, Stephanie. Just like
Lyra,
makes it like
you're like 2 heartbeats behind. Is Daphne, you're like, you're taking a couple sips, you're like, what the
Oh no, I knew what was happening. I'm very like cushioned up into the chair that I'm in.
Australia has no idea what's going on.
So
She's
wait,
never seen this before.
Did Daphne end up
Yeah,
trying
dude.
So
for
Estrella,
another
you
way?
Yeah.
actually you drank from the wine before. On the
I did.
island of the dragon.
Yeah, on Hexia's island.
Oh,
Yeah, and then we woke up in
that was recent
in
too.
captivity, so to speak.
Right. Sure, I remember.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We've done a lot in like the last week.
The wine makes you hallucinate and have visions.
Oh wait, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Technically not always. Technically you're supposed to be able to choose. But I will just absolutely say Lyra made it hallucination wine.
Oh no.
Oh no.
With that,
This
Oh,
is
no.
like, I'm sorry, are the newbies getting hazed?
Yes, they are.
we're going to leave off today's session with 3 visions. As you guys put them into hammocks so that they can sleep well. But the next day to prepare themselves for the meeting with Sidon. Lyra, your vision again and again shows you the siren using her wings, cruelly excruciating pain. And finally, you taking that away. You almost feel the coolness of that decision wash over you, cleansing rain. Daphne, find yourself in your childhood home, a young little sprout. As you're sitting there, practicing your writing and your reading with your daddy. You remember that feeling of wholeness, family being one. You remember the day when he found out that you weren't his. Remember the note on the table and the ring on the note. You remember it saying that he will always love you. That he's sorry. That he knows you will always be okay. Genti. In your vision, you are on an island with a black, sandy beach, silvery rocks strewn about this beach. No trees grow here. It's rocks and stone glimmer with a sheen that is thrown back by the thousands of shining souls that cascade down upon the watery rivulets in the nether sea. You step forward, and before you, you can see a beautiful glass sphere. Carved into it, into the very crystal itself, are shapes of dragons curling into and out of it. And as you step towards it, you watch your eyes look down upon this thing. And swirling inside, you can see more lights, energy coalescing in on itself in a conflux of concentrated, raw power. And as you step towards it, you do not remember. This cannot be you. This must be a vision of someone else stepping forward. And as you do, you will look down upon your hand, and it is not your hand, not the elf that you are, but rather a massive paw, scaled, claws at the end of them, shining silvery, reflecting your own draconic eye upon you. You go cold. You're watching through this body as it steps forward. Massive steps. Suddenly the hand hovers over this crystalline sphere. You hear rustling. Attached to the very pillar upon which this crystal sphere stands are 5 long, perfectly matte black chains. Adamantine, boiling away underground, ending on massive collars attached around the necks of 5 dragons. As this person's paw, this thing, moves over the crystalline sphere, suddenly the energy pulses. You hear each one of these 5 dragons moan in pain, as almost against their own will. You see these 5 young dragons pull themselves along this broken beach and towards the pillar, bowing their heads in supplication, clearly against their own. Argenti, you wake up, cold sweat, in a hammock place that is not your home, with this vision, this creature dominating these dragons. And that is where we're going to leave it for this week's session. Everyone who has been watching, thank you guys so much for tuning in. It is a blast. This campaign in particular has been amazing. All the story beats, all the complexity. Holy shit. Me even forgetting the names of NPCs and Damon having to go to let me know that that was not the right name. Anyways, we stream every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, and we will be back again next week. But as the players are going to decompress really quick out loud with y'all, I'm gonna look for another stream to raid. So hang around for one more second, so while we try to find another stream. Anyways, what did y'all think?
Welcome to the group.
Yeah. Nothing like a good old newbie haze.
Right.
I just hope I don't fall asleep to images of hunger. Let's just put it that way.
Oh my god, no.
Oh,
I could have gone that bad. That's true.
do some
I didn't
art.
do that to you. Not to do that.
I just need to see art.
I want to know what he actually is.
Stunning,
He's
that's
a-
what. Absolutely
Gorgeous.
stunning.
The
Absolutely
epitome of
lovely.
beauty, honestly.
Absolutely.
I just keep picturing fat bastard dressed like a furry. That's what my in a
Oh my
bikini.
god, it's Fat Bastard's
Oh my
persona.
God.
Shut
Fat
up.
bastard.
Oh my god, that is amazing.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
On that
Vibes.
note,
Vibes.
again, Tuesdays, 9 p.m. Eastern. This is Light of Thylea. You guys are wonderful. Everyone watching, you players. Jason, so happy to have you. Let's get this raid started. Love you all. See you guys next week.
Bye.